女の話をしよう。目覚めた時から、女は病理につながれていた。重い鎖はまんべんなく、つま先から頭まで、ミイラのごとき死に化粧。自由がない、と余人は哀れむ。自由はない、と彼女は喜ぶ。鉄のドレスは難攻不落。城門開いたその奥に、あるのは乙女か魔性の罠か。他人の秘密は蜜の味というが、さて。
脳波の正常活動を確認しました。アルファ波、ベータ波、平常。覚醒状態です。先輩、この声が聞こえますか？落ち着いて。
There we go. So sorry about that, Tacos. Wow. There was like an entire minute of the stream where I was just kind of sitting there in silence. That fuck. Okay. The big thing I was saying a second ago that was completely silent then was at the start of the stream I opened up a bingo card. I'm gonna put together an FGO bingo. Originally I was gonna do it before starting the game today, and I looked, I'm like, no, it's gonna take me a little bit longer than that, so we'll do that at the end, assuming it's not like midnight by the time I decide to end playing CCC. I think her name was Sakura, an AI in charge of managing the health of masters. Oop, I just lost my connection. Oh, should probably pull this up here. That'll do it. I don't really understand what's going on yet, but it seems Sakura has been taking care of me. In place of a greeting, I say, thank you. So what I was saying is I'm actually really curious to see what the game structure is like, because last time it was a very organized sort of tournament arc. And obviously, I kind of know the setup to this game, so I know that's not going to be the case this time. So I'm curious to see what they do. For some reason, Sakura's making a really curious expression. Is there something weird on my face? 9th anniversary servant? Not really. They are putting foe all over this anniversary, though. So, I wasn't taking it seriously. I'm not hating. Okay, I'm not thinking that Alt Roge is completely off the table. Unlike when I thought it was a bit of a pie in the sky when people first started talking about her. Just because, if you look at the little trailers they're putting out in the little shorts, a lot of them are heavily Fu highlighted. That said, I think there are other options besides Alt Roge that I think might be a little bit more likely, but we'll see.
Moshi, hello.
Oh, I forgot I entered the Discord for a second there. Hey, Vorn, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Ah.
Just warning, your camera is frozen on screen.
You're right, my camera is frozen on the screen. I am having all sorts of technical issues right now. My mic was cut out for a while, too. Gameplay. Primary camera. Deactivate. Activate. Okay. That should have fixed it. What in the world? Maybe I bumped the cable.
Maybe, possibly. Sorry for the crap volume and sound quality. Chat. I am too hot to use my desktop. Too hot.
Sure, you don't think you're going to get Olga as a servant until after. That's kind of where I'm at. Olga. I think whenever they introduce Olga, it's going to be heavily like a story moment. She's too tied into subplots right now with Ordeal Call. Is there something weird on my face? Oh no, I'm sorry. It's nothing. There's nothing you need to worry about, Kishinami. I don't quite know why, but when I heard your voice, my mind went blank for a moment. You've been in your sleeping state for longer than anyone else. In any case, I'm glad you're awake. Probably doesn't matter. No, I don't want to switch to a new audio device. But we'll pop that there just for fun.
Okay, let's see.
Sakura gave me a smile full of joy and relief from the bottom of her heart. I can't help but let my tension go. I feel like I just had some sort of a nightmare, but that smile alone blew all of my anxieties away. By the way, Vorn, is it sending you the music for the game as well over there? I could turn that off if it is and you don't necessarily need that. This at least gives you a way to just, if I like react to something, you know what, you can see what I'm reacting to.
I mean, I don't care. Either or is fine with me.
Alright, I'll just leave it as is for now, but if you want it one way or the other, let me know.
Okay.
But no, I can't just stare at Sakura's beautiful smile forever. Where am I, and why in the world was I sleeping here? Nice, Dakota. Olympus is kind of where the difficulty begins to pick up for the Lost Vaults, I think. Your questions are understandable, but before that, allow me to confirm a few things. Hakuno Kishinami, do you know who you are? Do I know who I am? I don't need to think too hard for that one. My name is Hakuno Kishinami, a student attending Tsukimihara Academy, but not quite. I'm one of the wizards who came to the moons to attain rights to the wish-granting Holy Grail. So can you tell me what a wizard is? I wonder why Sakura is asking. Isn't that considered the most basic of basics? Wizards are a type of hacker, capable of having their souls, enter cyberspace. The body is something that guards the soul, so if the body and soul could be differentiated, wouldn't it be possible to send it elsewhere? That occult-like approach led to a new age. Tacos, you have no idea how much of a surprise it was. I heard Vorn's voice and I almost jumped in my seat.
It's always the best kind of surprise. Always.
Led to a new age in the transmission of information of those hackers. The A-rank hackers among them were conferred the title of Wizard, Magus. That's correct. In an era where magic has ceased to be, they are the only ones who've inherited the theories of magic. By the way, can you tell me what year it is and where we are right now? You don't even need to ask. It's the year 2030 AD. Human technological advancement froze in the 1970s. That's also when the Western European plutocracy abolished the development of space travel. As for the question of where, I don't really know the details, but I know enough. This is the moon, specifically the legacy of an alien civilization that was discovered inside the moon, the artificial spiritron calculation apparatus, the moon cell automaton. That's a lot of words, and I know what they mean, but I wouldn't have, 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able, or not, man, I knew the setting well enough. The Holy Grail that sleeps in the sea of the heavens, that the wizards of the earth dream of. The moon cell automata has no will of its own. You could call it a huge computational device. See, that's one of the options I think as well, is a Koyanskaya anniversary servant wouldn't be that outrageous, to be honest. Put simply, it's a supercomputer the size of the moon. Even all the computers in the world wouldn't, or combined, wouldn't be able to compete with the moon cell. The moon cell built a virtual cyberspace inside of itself called Seraph, gathering wizards from all around the Earth. This would be one of the school-style grounds made in that Seraph. Wizards that have reached the moon compete against one another, with the last one standing invited into the moon cell's core and is given the right to use it. That's the Holy Grail War, an almighty calculator with a computational activity equivalent to a solar system. Wow, the main character is giving the Holy Grail War monologue this time.
Wait. I just want to be sure. Did they just build the Death Star?
It's not a Death Star, but it is a giant moon computer, yes. It is...
That sounds Star-y.
What?
That sounds Death Star-y.
Well, the difference... And I guess it does have the power to destroy the planet if it really wanted to. But that's a secondary function, not the primary function.
Okay.
In quantum... Sometimes you feel you need a degree in quantum physics or an understanding of multiverse theory to understand the Fate universe. I mean, if you want to start talking, like, the deep lore of the Fate universe, yeah. Yes, Tacos, you are right. Koyanskaya was an anniversary servant. Now, another Koyanskaya anniversary servant doesn't feel off the table. The weak won't reach the Holy Grail. You must surpass all others and prove yourself as the strongest. As the means to do that, the Moon Cell gave you all a proxy to do battle with. What was it called? Something to fight with? Something vital to a wizard? A partner to fight alongside? That is a servant. That's right, I remember now. For making it through the preliminaries and qualifying in the Holy Grail War, the Moon Cell gave me command seals and a servant. A reproduction of a hero from the past as a familiar to contract with. As a participating master, I think. Oh, I've barely started this game, Boho 1, or Boohoo 1, or Booho 1? It's not impossible that it could be Pretender Gadia or even Beast Gadia, but I genuinely don't think it will be. I think Gadia might be a bit of a too... If they do the design that you would think they would with a Pretender Gadia, it might be too much of a spoiler to... like, put front and center at Anniversary. Or they... Because otherwise, what they might have to do to keep it from being, like, a real spoiler is do the little... You can't ascend this servant until you clear this part of the story. And that might be a bit much for a servant they're trying to sell at Anniversary. Blame 12-year-old you. Man, that's a mood. So there's no issues up till there. And now then, I need to ask you the most important thing. The thing is, Kishinami, do you remember anything that happened during the Holy Grail War? Oh yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. Wait. I know that I'm a wizard, but I don't remember a single thing about Hakuno Kishinami's past at all. Actually, for what reason am I even participating in such a dangerous war to begin with? I thought so, just like everyone else. You can remember who you are, but nothing about during the Holy Grail War. Calm down and listen to me, Kishinami. You're only in a state of memory loss where all you remember is you are a master. Memory loss? I don't really feel anything about that, but the fact is, it's just as Sakura said. I am the only thing I can remember. The only thing I can remember is I am a master. I can remember I was in the Holy Grail War, but nothing about what battles I fought or what opponents I defeated. There's only a little I do remember vividly. That just a bit ago, I was an ordinary high school student going to school, different from this one. That it was swallowed up by an unknown darkness, and that I was saved from that predicament by my servant Castor. From how you've been speaking, Kishinami, you might have been reset to how you were at the start of the Holy Grail War. God damn it! Since you've been in a comatose state for so long, it's possible you really only remember your name. Huh? Don't tell me that means I'm Kishinami, do you know my name? So Sakura asked nervously. It seems like she's wondering if I forgot about her. Her name is, of course... Francis Xavier. What the fuck is that name? Sakura Mato.
マトはさくらです。改めてよろしくお願いしますね。
That's X-Men, isn't it? Huh.
No, X-Men is Charles Xavier.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yes, I am Sakura Mato. It's good to see you again. But I'm not related to Shinji Mato at all. My surname is randomly chosen from the participants of the given Holy Grail War. At any rate, we've moved pretty quickly. But you've gotten yourself an initial look at the situation, Kishinami. This is as much as I can do for you now. I would like to help you further, but I have no help left to give. Like everyone else, my record browsing functions have all been locked. I'm really sorry. That was the joke name from the nursery rhyme chapter of Fate Extra. Okay. That's where that comes from. I remember, because you could say, you can list your name, and then they give you a bunch of other options that were totally wrong, if I remember right, for bad ending.
Wow.
I really wanted to make a snide comment about Charles Xavier and his siblings, but I probably shouldn't. No matter which sibling I bring up, it's a spoiler to something.
I just found that there actually is a Saint Francis Xavier. This is a wow.
Hello, this is the infirmary. Kishinami has woken up. Neither her mind or body show any abnormalities. That's good to hear. Well, I know this is sudden, but please, let her know I'd like to come by. Kishinami's only just woken up. Perhaps just a greeting would be... I apologize, but there's no room for relaxation. We're racing against time here. Besides, knowing her, she'll go on a stroll regardless of what I say. The Hakuno Kishinami I know has never been one to still for very long. She'll start exploring now that she's awake. Tell her that after inspecting this new old school, to come to the student council room. Sakura's transmission with that person ends. Come to the student council room. It sounds like... What, for the siblings of Charles Xavier? Yeah, I guess you're right. Actually, I don't know the sibling of Charles Xavier that's a little bit more relevant right now. I don't know much about, and the 20-year-old one I only know about from the movies. I don't know those siblings of Charles Xavier very well, but neither of them got the greatest of treatment from Charles in the movies. Yeah, I nodded in an answer. The way that person was speaking annoyed me, but I do need to get moving now that I'm awake. I'm going to turn the game a little bit. There we go. I think I was coming in a little... I kept peeking.
You're fine on stream from what I'm hearing. On Discord call, you are peeking. That doesn't...
Alright. Yeah, I was peeking... Yeah, I'm still peeking a bit. I think I'm just speaking a little louder today than normal. Alright. I think that should be better. If I'm coming in odd, chat, just let me know and I'll adjust again. Understood. After you go up to the second floor of the classroom on your left, you will be in the student council room. Also, your servant is waiting for you in the classroom of the right side hallway on the second floor. Please make sure you don't forget to check your servant's parameters. As she says that, I look back at my left hand. There's one command seal left inscribed. Command seals hold direct authority over the servants. It's a special command that invokes all kinds of coercive power upon a servant in return for expending one. Simultaneously, they serve as proof that one is a master. When a master uses them all up, what happens again? Whatever, what matters is I have a proper contract with Castor. If I shut my eyes, I can clearly feel my vital source, my magical energy flowing into Castor. Castor is alright too. I want to meet with Castor soon. I'll put off going to the student council room and head directly to the classroom to my right on the second floor. I had Castor wait in the classroom because she was a little hard on the eyes. She looks a little different from what you're used to. Waking up from a long sleep is mentally draining enough for you, so I had them wait somewhere else. Please don't be surprised, okay? No, I'll set straight to... I'll explore around. Library. What you have to say? Yo, what the hell is this? I was in charge of the arena maintenance, and now I'm suddenly in charge of watering plants? Fuck! I don't know who did this, but as soon as I get back, the moon cell's gonna hear about this. Ah, man, this sound effect from the wood floor isn't gonna get old fast at all. Over there is the commissary. You can buy various items and mystic codes there, but it looks like the clerk stepped out. He'll be back before you know it, so come back later. Okay. Not doing the multi-dialogue thing. I wonder if other guy did second dialogue option. Hey, there isn't even an arena entrance in this building. Someone's gonna pay for this. Okay, what's back here? I think she said the commissary? Nope. Oh, you have a new design. Listen to me carefully. 1 second I become Mimicry Club Chief, the next I'm on the far side of the moon. You must have no idea what I'm on about. Me neither. I'm just an NPC after all. I leave the hard stuff to the advanced AI. Hey, are you a master? A human? So there are other humans still alive. Okay. It's not my place to say this, but give it your best. You've got some tough times ahead. Please don't talk to me. I'm an advanced AI in charge of cleaning. I'm on a different level than you people. Fuck off! Good grief, you're all filthy. This school building, you masters, and that Sakuramato who rescued you of all people. For a long time, I've been advising the Moon Cell that we mustn't invite humans. I predicted that this kind of bug would occur. The perfection that is the Moon Cell can't generate errors. Any fault always lies with you humans. Thus, I will not cooperate with you people. I wish for a swift resolution from the Moon Cell. And all delete. You still need something? Please don't talk to me, filth. You go fuck yourself. Okay. Hey, Vorn.
So Taco's actually with that NPCs have multiple dialogue, just not at this portion.
Some of them have here, so it was just not the one I talked to earlier.
Yeah.
You're a master, right? I'm just a regular NPC. I found myself in the school building. According to the AI from the infirmary Sakura, I almost got deleted, but I escaped and made it all the way here. Far side of the moon, imaginary number spaces, they have nothing to do with me. I'm an NPC that's just headed home. Despite all this, that won't change. I can go home whenever I want, but... This sunset glow is so nice in the Holy Grail War. In the near side of the moon, you never see this. I'll stay a little longer. Okay, can I get some music in here so I don't... 1, 2. Tomo should be in here, right? See, E and FGO, that's funny. I am noticing here that the NPCs have varied designs this time. That's actually very nice. Wooden desks, grain floor, and retro window frames. I'm struck by a sense of nostalgia. This is the year 2030. I wouldn't be able to find places like this old-timey school building has here back on Earth. Yeah, I've waited for you, darling. Take a deep breath, and with eager anticipation, please turn around. Behind me is a voice I've heard before. The unique tone, a mixture of bewitching femininity and cheerfulness belongs to Castor. It's only been several minutes since we reunited during our fall through the starry sky. Well, for me, that reunion was just a moment ago, but for all I know, it could have been hours for her. My memory is still hazy, so I can't recall all the things Castor and I did together throughout the Holy Grail War. Still, getting to meet again makes me happy. I say good morning in response when... Ta-da! How do you like it? It's a new costume. It's quite unreserved around the chest, but this protection is audaciously extreme, chaste, and voluptuous. I humbly present the magnificent rebirth of the good wife fox servant, punkish Castor. Now then, my darling, your thoughts, please? Yeah. Why are you not saying anything? Huh? Damn, my head went blank from the shock. Castor, what's with this getup? Yes, it's very cute, isn't it? After I landed here, I woke up to find myself in these clothes. Perhaps it's the effect of a system alteration. To me, it looks like a servant, servant restraints. Sure. It sort of does look like that, but there's one part that's a bit overexposed. Ah, you noticed. It is actually a little tight, particularly around my chest. Would you like to see, darling? We're both women, so what is she talking about? I'm not only in shock. Castor's allure makes me feel lightheaded. The unremovable clothes, the bondage fashion, the frilly sleeves, while feminine, it all conceals an irresistible charm. Thank you for looking with such interest. Now then, let's pull ourselves together again. What do you think, darling? Is your servant cute?
I got nothing.
What'd you say, Warren?
I got nothing to say for this. This is that's a lot.
It's a lot of cleavage. I'm gonna be nice. It's revealing, but it suits you. Kya, thank you very much. I wasn't sure at first, but I am a girl who looks fabulous in anything. Knowing I can wear an aggressive design like this and look cute makes my chest or my ears swell with pride. Yeah, you might not want your chest to swell with anything in that outfit, Tomo. At any rate, being praised as cute has never made any girl unhappy. I, Castor, shall answer Darling's devotion by becoming more dependable than ever before. Anywho, I'll be wearing these clothes for the time being. If it's not to your liking, then please procure a change of clothes. I am my darling's loyal servant. If you so desire, I will wear anything. Naturally, I'll leave the cost to you. I'll burn any non-cute clothes to cinders, so be very careful. Castor smiles brightly. Jeez, despite the situation we're in, I'm a little relieved. What innocence. What? No matter where she is, she faithfully considers me as her master. This is unmistakably Castor, a reliable servant. I might have forgotten many things, but I get the feeling I can endure any fear or anxiety as long as she fights by my side. She'll clear away any anxiety or dread for me, I'm sure. Now then, let's pull ourselves together and be off. First stop is the student council room, yes? According to what Sakura said, there are masters who awoke before you, darling. Now that I think of it, yeah, the student council room is on the second floor too, so they said. Let's head over quickly. Okay. I get anything cool? Oh, nope. What's up?
I have Nero Bride in D&D game, don't I?
Yes, you do, but I don't think you've ever given that much of a look at her design. It's a lot. It takes Nero and makes it more horny. That design's based off a design from this game, and this game is the horniest non-straight porn Fate game there is, I think.
Wasn't it at least not that revealing? I felt like it wasn't.
It was pretty revealing.
Okay, Got to check next time. Got it.
It also might depend on Ascension, and I don't know what Ascension I put the D&D campaign version in.
Okay.
Okay. Can I go into other classrooms? Oh my god, this is annoying. I've never hated walking so much. Student counselor, let's talk to these NPCs. Huh? You're all humans? The surviving masters? Hey, you're pretty lucky. Good for you. Welcome to the worst hell imaginable. This is the retro old school building, a prison with no fun whatsoever. You must already know by now, by being a master here means nothing. You and I are both prisoners. I'm a normal NPC. Gulko. Nice to meet you. I was attacked by the black noise, ran around, and then ended up here. Well, I'll let the management NPCs sweat the small stuff. We should just hang out, you know? Huh? You're all human? Okay, yeah. I like her. This is the far side of the moon. We're trapped here. That's only a minus for humans. For us, it's a plus. After all, the Mooncell has no control here. Masters and NPCs both have the same worth now. This just gives me a big chance to get closer to President Leo. But Mr. Julius and that servant are awful nuisances. Can't they just quietly go away? This girl has her eyes on Leo. I warned her that she doesn't know what she's getting into, but she has a stubborn mentality. I was paired with this girl in the Holy Grail War, but who would have guessed that she was the type to prioritize love so much? Well, it's not like I don't get how she feels. I'll stick with her until the end. Love is something that should fit just right. For me, a man with capable stats would make for a nice husband. Okay, anything else back here? What's this room? The disciplinary school person's bestie? Really? Yeah, I like her a lot more than her friend. Yes, Narrowbride's outfit is like half zippers. This is Tomomo's theme, isn't it? The student council room differs from other classrooms with its lush carpeting. It gives off the feeling of a real conference room. In this greatly anarchistic wooden space was a boy in a black uniform, a young man dressed in a coat, and a young man donned with armor. The boy in the black uniform is Leo. His uniform color may be different, but there's no way I could forget that he's my classmate. However, the other two I haven't met, I think. Yet also, I think I have. My foggy memory must mean that I was their acquaintance during the Holy Grail War. Ah, here she is. Here she is. All right, you two, together now. Good morning! Huh? Ah, come on, you two. Please work with me here. I thought I told you to give a cheerful, lively morning greeting. So much like a student that you feel dumb enough to doubt your own brain. Let's take it from the top. 1, 2. Good morning, Kishinami. Good morning. Oh, he said it in English. Good morning. Leo silently smiles, coercing me for something. Do I also have to give that embarrassing greeting? Fuck it. Good morning! Good, that was very nice. A fitting tension for a student with a bright future. Yep, Kishinami, you're the woman I knew you were after all. We're totes Mabu. What the fuck is wrong with you, Leo? Julius, a tangential question, but what is Mabu? It's a Japanese jargon expression expressing deep affection, but its meaning depends on gender. Really, where did he... What did this just turn into? Leo and these two young men are playing an entire skit. This classmate that I know, Leo, never had such a friendly disposition, I'm pretty sure.
その様子からすると僕のことを覚えているようですね。
Oh, by the way, you don't distribute stats in CCC. Good to know, Boohoo. I'm gonna be honest here. That makes me kinda glad that I don't have to worry about that. From the looks of it, it appears that you remember who I am. Let's end our little banter here. Worry not, Hakuno. I can assure you I'm the calm, collected Leo you remember. But what a shame. If you had forgotten me, this would have been a great chance to change my persona. Should I point out how different he sounds from the old Leo when he says that? Let me start over. I've been waiting for you, Hakuno Kishinami. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Leonardo B. Harway. You may think it odd to have introductions at this point, but it's the first time we've met in this school building. Brother, Gawain, introduce yourselves as well. I'm Julius. Right now I'm committed to supporting Leo. Servant, Gawain. My lord is currently exhibiting an innocence befitting his age. Thus, please excuse his slight selfishness. I sincerely hope that everyone will be tolerant. The person who called himself Julius. Judging by Leo's manner of speech, it seems to be Leo's older brother. They don't look alike at all, but maybe they're half-brothers. Julius seems to be a master, but I don't see his servant anywhere. I don't feel the presence of a servant nearby, nor the typical pressure of a master from Julius himself. Even if Julius' servant were to have the total disappearance skill, Julius wouldn't be able to hide his status. For some reason, he's a master who's lost his servant. On the other hand, it's apparent that Gawain is Leo's servant. His class is Saber. Of the servants summoned in this Holy Grail War, he's at the top of the ranks. For some reason, that's one thing I can clearly recall. Clearly. Excuse me, I've completed the full scan of the school building. There appears to be no more undiscovered masters. The girl from the infirmary, Sakura, enters the room. Leo nods, saying, "Alright," and then turns back to me. Now that's the Leo B. Harway I remember. The strongest master accompanied by the strongest servant. Is we willing to destroy Japan? There's no erasing the fact whether I remember the Holy Grail or not. Given the situation, I figured the girls would be here somewhere, but if they're not here, then leave it be. Hakuno Kishinami, I had you come here for a reason. From this old school building? No. Would you join us in our plan to escape from the far side of the moon? A plan to escape from the far side of the moon? Wait a second. I can't keep up with these rapid new developments. What happened to the school building solved by the black noise? Why have I lost my memory? Where are we? If I can't at least get these 3 points cleared up, then I can't make a decision. Oh, you didn't receive any explanation from Sakura. I see. Would it be fine if I explained? Yes, please do. I can only speculate from all this, so an AI such as myself can't provide any explanations. Of course, an AI can only provide masters with information they deem to be true. A restriction from the moon cell, yes? Alright then, Hakuno. Please ask your questions. I asked about the school swallowed by darkness. Here's the scene I just saw Leo in. Leo, Shinji, and I were classmates. I explained how, after a sudden announcement, the people inside the school building were all swallowed by darkness and disappeared. We were classmates at school. That must be the extended preliminaries. Strange, it was different for me. I only faintly remember, but I was attacked during the Holy Grail War by Black Slime. When I came to, I found myself here. Probably before the school was attacked. I made it through the preliminaries and broke out of the school you were in, Hakuno. Sakura, may I explain the preliminaries system? There's no issue. I think we're outside of the system here, and Kishinami has made it through the preliminaries. Then I will. The Holy Grail War had a preliminary and a final selection. The wizards who accessed the moon from Earth first had their memories taken from them and were given false personals. The ordinary student from the year 2000, that's the role we were given, do you remember? I see, that feeling of being suddenly abandoned by the world is due to me believing that the role the moon cell imposed on me was my current occupation. Only wizards who regained their true self after seeing discomfort in that role became masters and acquired servants. It would be strange if you didn't pass the preliminary since you're contracted to a servant. That's why I would have expected you to have been attacked during the final selection just like me. Do you not remember? No. I only remember that day of the preliminaries, that abyssal darkness, and my servant kept calling out to me.
あの
May I, Leo?
レオさんは
After Leo fell, he awoke immediately, but since Hakuno was asleep for so long,
昏睡状
it means that while you were comatose, what Leo calls the Black Unknown has been holding your soul captive for a long time.
ですから
Thus, while you were afflicted by that long nightmare, your memories of the final selection were erased.
完全に消され
Swallowed, perhaps?
彼女が語った
The preliminaries you spoke of were a mix of dreams and reality that once was. Likely those preliminaries were fabricated. Fabricated preliminaries? Then that Shinji and Leo were both just dreams. No, since each character's default configuration was reproduced from my past memories, then was just the final sight of the school building being swallowed a dream? Even so, there was that fall at the end. The chill of that empty darkness was definitely no dream.
きっと
That has to be it, Kishinami. You were captured by a monster during the Holy Grail War and were imprisoned until
自
now.
分の中で見
The
た
black space you saw in your dream was the inside of the monster that swallowed you, something like that. Inside of a monster? That endlessly stretching space devoid of amusements? This is the electronic ocean. Maybe that's what it's like to be taken in as data by another being. But it's sounding increasingly repulsive. We were caught by a monster possessing that kind of darkness?
では
Alright then, Hakuno. Please ask your questions about my memory loss. My memory loss. I ask why I've lost my memories.
それは
It's not just you. Leo and the rest of the masters in this building suffer the same.
はい
Yes, all of us have lost the memories of the Holy Grail War. I only remember my servant and the data of those I fought in battle. I, for example, can affirm that I haven't lost yet, but I don't know
何回戦まで
how many rounds I got through.
また
Also, I have an admittedly concerning interest in you, Hakuno, but I've forgotten the reason for that interest.
お恥ずかしい話です
I'm embarrassed to say the same applies to me. Likely your servant as well.
マスターである
I recall that I've done my master Leo.
それ以外のこと
All that I've done with my master Leo. Oh, that changed the sentence completely. But I cannot clearly recall anything else.
はい
Yes, right after passing the preliminaries, the master's mental states and memories reverted to that of the first round.
加えて
And because Kishinami was in such a long coma, I had a worse case of memory loss. More so than Leo and the others. So basically, I can't recall any sequence of events from the Holy Grail War or my background as a wizard. It was obvious, but the truth of it still sent a chill down my spine. The fear that only I had lost my memories has died down, but nevertheless, not being able to recall who I used to be leaves me terribly uncomfortable.
兄さん
Brother, do you have some comment for Hakuno? No, nothing really. I was also just trying to remember something.
そういえば
Now that you asked, this girl acted like this in any pinch.
こんな態度だったなと
Seems like something happened long ago.
とにかく
In any case, there must be a connection between our lost memories and being in this old school building. Logically, our abnormally lost memories should return to us if we analyze this abnormal situation.
では
Alright then, Hakuno, please ask your questions. Where are we? This unfamiliar wooden school building, a part of Seraph?
セラフではありません
It's a part of Seraph, but it's not where we were before. This is the far side of the moon, a place outside the Holy Grail War. The Seraph is a virtual reality constructed by the Moon Cell to advance the Holy Grail War.
ここは
However, the Moon Cell can't
目が届かない
see us here. We're in a blind spot of the law, so to speak.
例のもの
Gawain, bring it up.
どうぞレオ
Here, Leo.
こんなこともあろうかと
Huh.
アクテカ図面を用意しておきました
There is a giant, like, eye in it like the Death Star. Like, it's like a satellite there. Huh.
Yay! Death Star theory proven correct.
This might... Thinking this might happen, I prepared my WKTK diagram.
だよ
Leo, WKTK is a slang expression... is slang that expresses one's mental state. It's not a diagram terminology.
ワクテカ図面ですね
It's a WKTK diagram, brother.
兄さんだってここの
You were the one who got riled up saying that a gothic font for this diagram would look cooler than a proportional font here, no?
あれは
I was looking to make it easier to read. I like the occasional style in briefings.
なるほど
I see. I hate to say this, but weren't the teams you commanded over just 14-year-old students in that school? Well, let's get back on topic. As shown in the diagram, we're currently in the far side of the moon. The Holy Grail War happens over in the near side of the moon. Basically, we fell from the near side to the far side. Actually, that unknown black noise dropped us over to the far side. That's naturally how to think of it. Sakura, please explain. Okay. So this is the far side of the moon cell. Originally, this was a sealed information warehouse not to be used. The moon cell is a recorder that uses light to store and doesn't rely on matter, but this is a high dimension where that light is jumbled. Malignant information and even imaginary numbers materialized as sources here. This is a place outside the world. If the moon cell's core is a light-trapping cage of the faithful, then this is a garden of fallen made of imaginary numbers. An absolute forbidden area where intelligent life must never enter, even as us advanced AI are unable to enter the far side. Well, since we're in here now, it's not very absolute or forbidden, is it? Leo let out a cheerful ha 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 ha. Next time, Gawain and Julius wear grim expressions. However, seeing that they're deliberately not complaining means they've embraced Leo's sudden change of attitude. This is just my guess, but maybe Leo, now free from his status, wants to live this kind of life as a student, or has always wanted to. At any rate, we've awoken in the dangerous area. The same happened to us NPCs. We were consumed along with the Masters in the final selection. Those who survived are left. The far side of the moon. This is the first I've heard of such a space, but certainly the Holy Grail War is a journey from the surface of the moon to its center. Since the moon is circular, it wouldn't be strange for another stage to be behind its core. The question is probably whether we can leave here or not. This old building appears safe, but there's no proof as to how long that'll last. And more, the outside of the school building is a black ocean. We'll probably disintegrate the moment we touch it. So now you understand the situation. Now then, time for my questions. The far side of the moon, lost memories, the mystery of the old school building, an exitless world, those of us that are left. In these circumstances, what should we do? Escape and return to the Holy Grail War. It's obvious, no matter what circumstances we're in, we have to get back to the Holy Grail War. I've yet to recover anything. The memories of who I am, how I joined this battle, the ideals I have for obtaining the Holy Grail, it's still empty. I bet, regardless of if we're enemies during the Holy Grail War, we have to help each other now. That's the kind of woman you are. If we had to deal with extra Leo and CCC, drill the brain out. I mean, I didn't mind extra Leo, but he was just... He just didn't stick out outside of his ideological sort of parallels and reflection to, like, just sort of being an opposite ideological character to Rin. I agree, that's the best goal. Castor will be delighted to hear this, I'm sure. An answer above my expectations. This begins our united front. Until we return to the Holy Grail War? No, until we escape the far side of the moon, we're allies. Now then, in the name of Leo B. Haraway, I declare here the founding of the Tsukimihara Academy Student Council. His declaration was filled with strong determination. I'm not so sure about the name, but under this commander we can overcome any hardship. He's enough to inspire hope of such. However, we have our first issue. If we don't clear it, we won't even be able to work out an escape plan. It's very difficult to say this, but we could use a few more people. Huh? We only have me, the president, my brother, the secretary, Gawain, the old manservant, and Hakuno of general affairs. I can't call this a student council I've always dreamed of. How could I call it so? Student councils are far more brilliant, filled with the aroma of youth, constantly causing trouble. Ugh. Quite so, my lord. I was thinking of adding more flowers would look nice, whatever the kind. With this being the case, please scout some more members. At the very least, I would say a vice president and a secretary are required. Some masters in the same boat as us are in the building, so please scout top to bottom for talented people. The talk ends here. Leo's first order is to recruit. He says I need to help launch the student council by finding other masters in the school building, then persuading them to join. Is this really a good idea, Leo? Okay, chat. Let's see what's going on here. Nothing new. Okay. Alright. Let's try to find... What? That you, Kishinami? Oh, thank God! Finally someone who gets what I'm talking about. As soon as he sees me, Shinji's face starts to glow. He's barely said anything yet, but just from his gestures, I can tell he's the same Shinji Mato I saw in the previous school building. Even if that previous school building was a dream I had, the actors in that dream were projections of those that I had met in real preliminaries. It's safe to say that Shinji has the same personality as I remember. So, same thing for you. When you came to, you found yourself in this school building. Hey, have you seen any sort of exit? I answer Shinji's question with a shake of my head. I explain that I had just woken up in this old school building, so I'd yet to see an exit. Sleeping? Where? Huh, the infirmary? They have one of those here. Well, your dim-witted self would jump in bed as soon as you got here. You never would fail to be third rate. Shinji talks the same way he usually does. I know he's saying rude things, but I don't really feel any animosity towards him. Hi, Jens. Yeah, however long he can be here? Awesome. Shinji talks the same way he... Okay. It looks like I've gotten too used to his elitism and self-consciousness from my dream. Also, Shinji really is brilliant despite how he looks. Just like Leo asked of me, let's try scouting for student council. Huh? Student council? Team up and work together so we can escape from here? Ha, no way! A student council isn't worth a damn. If everyone wants to get all chummy and escape, then go right ahead. I'm a genius, you know. I don't work with commoners. I won't ask for anyone's help either. Well, fuck you! More importantly, this is the first time I've heard of Leo being here. I despise that guy. So smug, all cool and calm. If Leo's got the boot and I'd be made president, I'd consider it. Until then, don't come to me for anything, okay? He ended up rejecting me. Just what does Shinji think he's going to do all on his own? I know he's not great at making friends, but I don't think it's smart to act tough in a situation like this. Thanks for the concern. I don't need... I always go it alone. Games are best played solo. Let's put that aside, Kishinami. Do you remember the Holy Grail War? I answer by saying that I can't recall anything. I feel like I made it through several rounds with my servant, but so long as I don't know who or how I fought, I have nothing to tell Shinji. The only real feeling I have is the firm bond I have with Castor. Huh? A servant? You have a servant with you? Obviously being a master and all, I reply, Shinji's astonishment was closer to fear than confusion. I ask about Shinji's servant and... Gone. Apparently we got separated on the way here. But once I return to the Holy Grail War, she'll come back to me. That's right, I need to hurry and get back to the Holy Grail War. Her master's not there. That woman must be lonely in some dumb way. Besides, I'm sure the Holy Grail War's still on. If you're not on the final battlefield in 7 days, you'll lose by default, right? A 7-day period, a final battlefield, a loss by absence? When I heard that, I remembered it too. The Holy Grail War is a tournament with 7 rounds. First, an opponent is decided for you. After 7 days of preparation, you go into the final battlefield and fight the enemy master. Those are the rules. Naturally, losing this fight means elimination. Not reaching the final battlefield is also defeat. And if the loser gets... When you lose, you die, right? Ridiculous. Worst comes to worst, all you have to do is log out. It's an old scare tactic. Sure, that could be how the final selection of the Holy Grail War is. Worst comes to worst, you can just drop your connection and return to your body on Earth. However, they say that not a single wizard who went up to the moon has ever returned from that cyberspace. And the real problem is that we're in this school building, unable to get out. But what's with that gloomy look on your face? There's probably no connection between here and the surface. If we leave this structure and get to some other area, we'll reconnect in a flash, definitely. What? The moon cell's a brain of God? Right? Then it'll help us leave soon enough. After all, the biggest contender, me, is here. Management wouldn't abandon a star, now would they? Okay, kid. You're a master, right? Doesn't mean much. Just management. See, is losing. A lot of NPCs in this room. Oh! Oh no! It's you. Oh no. Ah, everyone here has that cowardly NPC look on their face. Where have all the self-respecting masters gone? I see this world has come to loathe heroic men as much as my humble self. Oh, surely this is a max extinction. I'm not pronouncing that. I implore you, O God and Buddha, please bestow me with the trials and tribulations. Specifically, bestow a bloodthirsty Shura or a very bloodthirsty Shura. If not, then an extremely bloodthirsty Shura. Oh God, why did you have to be a returning character? You could have at least brought your servant. At least one good foe worthy of fighting. At this rate, I, Monji, will be soothed that my backbone will fall out. I desperately try to remember. The person making a racket before me is clearly a master. If this guy were an NPC, I'd be complaining to his maker. But I just can't remember his name. Though I've seen him before, I may never have actually talked to or fought him. You're a master? That's undoubtedly the presence of a servant. And now he's noticed me. If I keep ignoring him, it seems like he'll just follow me around, so let's just answer honestly. Just as I thought when I saw you, I noticed the ferociousness in your eyes. Truly a Cupid in hell indeed. My name is Monji Gato. I've navigated through many flavors of theology, attained many truths. A super truth-seeking monk I am. But here but in here, I'm the same as you, a mere master, together in the fight with the strife. Well, I have no servant, though. No servant? Is that even possible in the Holy Grail War? No servant means you're defeated. And being defeated means... Well, about that, my god left me a revelation. I'm not actually a god, and then departed. I could really use your god here about now. Even the posture of this primordial golden goddess is wild, and just so you know, I combined wild with golden there. After I came to, I found myself all alone in this pink school. Since then, I have been too bored and destructive for my own good. He's pretty much on the same boat as Leo and I. Gato, he seems like a pain in the neck, but right now we need all the help we can get. No, we don't. I'll try inviting him to join the student council. Please refuse. Oh, the masters are making an escape plan, you say? You all feel like getting out of here? Of course, I immediately reply. We're trapped here. Obviously, we're going to think of getting out of here as soon as possible. I haven't thought about escaping. Last Somo-san. Somo-san? Answer me with Seppa. Somo-san means I'm going to ask a question. Seppa means you're ready. Well then, aside for now, Lass, what do you think of this place? I think it's an antiquated school building, dyed in an evening glow and a complete contrast to the original school building. That's probably all there is to say. I'm fond of the school building more so than the other one. The sun sets, cherry blossoms flutter in the sky on the roof, and the schoolyard, yes, lots of cherry blossoms, and not much else. There isn't a single dangerous area here. Outside seems uninhabited, but this school building is filled with good thoughts. There's no concept of time. If you can spend hours without any days passing, then this place is a Shangri-La or a dragon palace. I'm surprised. That's one way to look at it. Like Gato says, the school building's safe for the time being. Even if this is the far side of the moon, detached from the normal world, there might be no danger in staying here. I shall not choose a place of ascentism. A new world, rather, sends my heart athrob. This is an agreeable place to train. I see. So I guess that's why he's been spewing nothing but nonsense so far. Gato doesn't seem like he wants to escape. I don't expect him to join the student council then. I'll go look for someone else who's capable. No! No, I'll join the student council. This isn't a Holy Grail War, so it'd be shameful for a warrior to refuse to help when asked. You really don't have to. Hey, didn't he say before that he was a monk? Your quips are like flashing lightning, Grazi. Where there's a wall, there's a way. A will, there's a way. Surely this is Providence. Please don't be shy, don't be shy. Once I gather up my belongings, I'll meet up with you. Now then, look forward to my great efforts. Please don't. Take all the time you need. Maybe take a nice trip, have a nice fall. And he's gone. For now, I got one person to cooperate.
Probably the second worst person.
One of the reasons the dialogue took so long to translate. Fair enough. They found out about a Twitter bot that does nothing but post Kato quotes. Why would anyone want to do that? I think this is Talmos. Oh, nope. Just NPCs, but there's no one in here, so I'll just speed through this dialogue. Gato FGO drama CD jump scare. Thank God they didn't end up introducing it. He might be my least favorite character right now. Maybe it's because I'm taking an effort to read out dialogue, but I don't care for Gato at all. I almost prefer Ronru. Kind of thankfully, I don't think she's here. Nope. Oh, this doesn't look like a classroom, but it seems accessible. Since it's not locked, I'll go in since I'm already looking around. Oh, in the year 1970 was the 1999 overcount incident, which caused occultism to have a price collapse, like the oil crisis, I guess. This led to each and every magus modernizing, eh? Well, it's got nothing to do with me. In any case, take a look at this comfort. By using the school's dead space, I get all my necessities for free. No matter the circumstance, the strongest skill in being able to stay shut in, Jinako is not leaving. Someone was in the janitor's closet, wrapped up in a futon like a snail. This girl was indulging in herself in idleness, laziness, and flab is, yeah, Jinako Karigiri. She is the slob of a woman that occupied the equipment storage room in the previous school building. Huh? Feels kinda draftier. I feel like a strong sense of togetherness, blowing, surely, steadily towards me. Let's just half-ass it. Anyway, I'm gonna stay shut in until the very end. Resolved to do so, I turn around and... I do really love Jinako's voice actress. She's a really good voice actress. Gah! Who the hell are you? Rudely breaking into someone's sanctuary. I'll sue you! Jinako scrambles to her feet and hits you with an extremely fierce tackle. Lock, lock, lock! I set my ultra-secure key and end my turn. Now nobody can see Jinako. Shoot, she blindsided me. She went and locked the janitor's closet door. It's not budging. I feel like there's several layers of locks in the inside. Who the heck are you anyway? I've had it with newspapers, bills, and sermons. Come back tomorrow, by which I mean never. What a way to reject someone. Well, I feel awkward now after all that. I still have my orders from Leo. I don't think she's an NPC. That means she's a master. She's trapped here with us, so I'll have to ask her to join the student council. Student council? Leave here? Leave here? I'm good. I don't want to leave. I'm feeling like doing whatever I want. Besides, Leo is that blonde kid, right? He's trouble for me. I can't stand looking at real-life prodigies. Warn him that unless he wants me to post long rant threads about him around the net out of jealousy, don't bother, Junako. But you're a different story. As a fellow average person, you kind of put me at ease. This may be me imagining things, but have we met somewhere before? I don't have any concrete proof, but I answer saying we've met before. I don't know how many events in the other school building actually happened, but I recognize Junako's face. If that actually did happen, then we should be acquainted. So we really did, huh? How very occultish. Out of respect for you, I'll quit with the cold shoulder. I won't go into the student council, but I'll watch the room through a stream. Leave the troll comments to me. Of course, I'll only be watching. Don't ask Junako for opinions and stuff. I'm a watcher at heart, see? She won't leave the room, but she'll monitor what happens in the student council room. I guess that's what she means. I don't know how I feel about being watched, but being able to share information is a plus. It saves us the trouble of explaining everything. Yet I feel that leaving her all alone in this unfamiliar school building is dangerous. I've seen this before. The more you call out, the more they resist leaving. A jail where one just spirals downwards. I've gone through this too, yes. Honestly, if not for Uzume's festival of dance, I wouldn't have climbed out. Darling, let's try someone else. Leave this no-good woman shut in her cave. That's how a capable woman can show her compassion. Neat Tomo confirmed? Caster is right. I'll quit trying to convince her and just go search for the other masters.
In fact, I'm going to be off Discord and I'll be in chat. My phone's heating.
Alright. I'll be here for hours if I read all the NPC dialogue out loud. Oh my, we meet once again, Hakuno. I'm pretty sure this woman is... Oh yeah, Taiga Fujimura? This was the previous school building's new teacher. Since she was a teacher, I figured she was part of management, an NPC prepared by the Moon Cell. But she may be a master, too. Taiga Fujimura, you say? How peculiar, I don't remember ever calling myself by such a charming name. The nun casts her eyes down, looking troubled. As I thought, Taiga Fujimura doesn't seem to be her name, so her real name is... My name is Kiara Sashioni. I had the role of a teacher in the preliminaries. That's when I had met you, Hakuno, right? This lady, Kiara, smiles gracefully. Her gaze is warm, as if she's grateful from the bottom of her heart to meet me again. Despite the entire situation we're in, her gaze makes me unconsciously blush. I'm truly glad, however, I had made my peace when I was attacked by the black noise, but you made it out safely. Hold on a second, just now did she say attacked by the black noise? Yes, consumed along with the school in the preliminaries. Luckily, I'm fine as you can see, I'm still in one piece. If you doubt whether this is a dream or reality, but then would you like to touch me and find out? Go on, no need to hesitate. Kiara's chaste clothes rustle as she holds out one hand. She may not be aware of it, but her gestures are excessively soft and feminine. Men are a given, but even women would be captivated by her. No, I need to calm down. This isn't the time for this. What's important is that we both went through the same ordeal. Kiara was also in that school building and was swallowed by the black noise. Yes, all because of this attire. I fell over while running and sadly sunk into the black mud. From the first floor hall, I called out to you and met as you ran towards the stairs. Do you remember that? I shook my head, no. I see. In that moment, Kiara was also asking for help. The reality is that she was left in that building, and ultimately no one came to rescue her. Assailed by guilt, I unconsciously lower my eyes in shame. No, it's all right. Please don't blame yourself too harshly. That was your best option at the time. Besides, your regret more makes up for it. You cared enough to feel regret over my loss, someone you only ever spoke to once before. With a thank you, Kiara Sesshoin expresses heartfelt appreciation towards Hakuno Kishinami, who had abandoned her. A warmth rises in my chest. Even if her words were just concern over my sense of guilt, her wholehearted gratitude was genuine. She gently smiles as if embracing the behavior and personality of another person. Kiara's modest conduct is seldom seen in everyday life. Someone like this will definitely join the student council. Believing that, I explain Leo in the student council. The student council, you say? Certainly, if leaving the goal, the best thing would be for everyone to work together. However, I apologize. I cannot join the student council. No way! The other masters are one thing, but for her to refuse joining there's no way I can accept this without an explanation. The reason is plain to see. Leo, you and the others are earnestly and entirely devoted to escaping. Mixing with someone who has no desire to leave would impact your morale. I don't want to soil your determination with such trivial thing, Hakuno. I'm very sorry, but please leave me be. Kiara lowers her eyes sorrowfully. I understand how much she's concerned for me, so much that it hurts. But she doesn't want to leave? What could all that be about? Perhaps I could say that in accepting that which is impossible, my heart has been broken. Though I say that, I have tried escaping in my own way. However, with my power, all I can do is open a rift to the outside. The moment I step outside, my power will not preserve my form and I will likely be deleted. The same for my servant. I'm not strong enough. However, maybe if Leo's or your servant tries, perhaps you can. When that happens, when you escape Hakuno, will you abandon me here without a second thought? I'm sure you'll hesitate due to being unable to abandon those who are powerless. That would be a twofold tragedy. I don't want to become a burden on you, Hakuno. Don't look so sad. There's no need to worry. After all, this school building isn't such a bad place. I don't know who trapped us here, yet despite having this many resources at their disposal, they're leaving us alone. That means they have a generous heart, does it not? The same happened in the other school building. I narrowly escaped death. Those here now were let go out of that. Someone's pity. Kiara makes a fair point. However, no one can say for sure how long that someone's generous heart will last. And anyway, isn't it a stretch to say let go when they trapped us here? That is quite so. Thus, I won't reject everyone in the student council. I think I will support you. Still, I lack power. I'm sure of that. In the very end, I'll end up hindering everyone. To avoid that, I'll keep my distance. Just like now, avoiding people like you who grieve simply for not rescuing me. I have no choice but to back off if she says that. No one understands a master and servant's ability better than the master himself. It would be irresponsible for me, a stranger, to interject if Kiara herself says she's not strong enough. You really are a troublesome one. Please don't make that face. You're not like me, it seems. I don't need to be told so to see that. Your intentions are pure. I, Kiara Sesshoin, am still so depraved that I prioritize only my own life, but I shall support you covertly. No wonder Gato ranked so low. Did you hear that, Anderson? Your criticism may prove useful. Paltry as it is, won't you give these individuals some advice? Kiara called her servant not by class but by their hidden true name. That's one of the things which must be concealed throughout the Holy Grail War, above all else. A servant's true name, and she spoke it with no issue. Ah, it makes sense. She's truly given up on going back alive. She's showing her hand to me, someone who would eventually become her enemy, because she doesn't want to return to the Holy Grail War. Hell yeah! A young boy appears. One could say he looks handsome, yet in his eyes are the shadows of bitter despair. Hans Christian Andersen, famous for The Little Mermaid and The Little Match Girl, one of the world's 3 greatest fairy tale writers. Were the fairy tales I heard at bedtime so many times really written by this young boy?
ただいま紹介に預かった三流のサーバントアンデルセンだ。
As introduced, I'm the third-rate servant Anderson. No need to bother by mentioning my class, since befitting this awful master, I'm a vulgar heroic spirit. But what a shockingly ordinary face you have. No anguish, no sorrow, just someone cast out of this world playing the victim. Very nice, not bad at all. Exactly how a clown should look. They say idiocy is a sin, but a toss out of society is fortuitous for the mediocre. Now you can enjoy good and evil. Now that's a decent life. We're all born from the womb and can only laugh at the world's ugliness, see? What's with that look? What, not looking for criticism? You want advice? Moron. Say so from the start. Don't trust others. Don't trust women. Avoid this woman especially, at least. Flesh, words, thoughts, outcomes, these are all poison to the ordinary person. Curiosity killed the cat, as they say. The sermons of the holy are unbearable to the masses. If they come out of this woman, they're even harder to bear. Enough. Once your mouth opens, it's all horrible things. All I did was confess my lack of will and ability to resolve all this. Anderson, perhaps the inside of a box does suit you better than being outside. Huh. All I did was speak when you told me to speak. And once I take off, my scribble-scrabbles don't stop, Kiara. You're the one who ordered me to guide these commoners. I don't mince words. Beating around the bush doesn't help anyone. I will disparage that person's worth as best I can. Again with that talk? We've been together for a while now. Haven't I been telling you not to attribute worth to people? Speaking the truth is my job. Listen, a person's life has value. You squander that value, she-devil. Anderson Little is really Little Miss. I don't have a filter. It's not called not having a filter. It's called being an asshole. The same applies to you, young master. He looks at me with a discerning gaze as if appraising me. He doesn't look like a young boy, he has a mature presence. You intend on being the lead in your own story, right? Yes, that's the truth. But the stage will one day appear, and your story will come to will end as unbearable trash. I had my problems with extra story, Anderson, but isn't that a little harsh? Everyone is a lead actor, but only a few winners can pull off a great performance and bring the curtain down on a masterpiece. Therefore, do not stop, do not squander, do not waste. If you want to realize your dreams, don't sit here listening to a critic's voice. Get out there and work like a mule, you third-rate. You see what kind of servant he is, but please, be nice to him. Deep down, he's an honest and good person. Is that so? If Kiara hadn't smoothed things out right about now, Castor would have probably jumped out and started hurling insults. Anyway, Kiara turned down joining the student council, but will cooperate as much as possible. She might change her mind with time. For now, I'll settle for this. With that, I'm sure I've been all around the school building. I'll stop by the student council room and report to Leo. Welcome back, Hakuno. Have you finished recruiting? Yeah, I non-reply. Regardless of the outcomes, I spoke with all the masters in the school building, I think. No! Pardon me! I am the spider's thread hung by ambit down to hell. As soon as Monji Gato is called, he begs for charity! There he is. Before I can report the results, Gato clambers into the student council room. Monji Gato? That is so. Actually, what's amazing is being called by the next head of the Western financial conglomerate. Yet Mr. Head of his family is overly formal, being allies in the student council. May President Leo suffice? Hakuno, you brought him? Leo, looking genuinely annoyed, glances at me. I nod. That's right. Leo's the one who said anyone is fine. It's not my fault. Excuse me, Gato, do you have your servant with you? Nope, she's not here. My god has departed. However, be enlightened knowing this. Even without a servant, I am a famous master. I won't be a bother. Oh, well then, I had no intention of choosing members based on whether they had a servant or not, but... And all is well, I'm free labor, so killing me off would be a waste. I'll organize the cheerleading. Hakuno, who told you they wanted to bring a comedian here? I bowed my head and apologized from the bottom of my heart. You better, Hakuno. It's not that important, but the correct answer is, art is long, life is short. It is what it is. Gato, please handle cleaning the room, serving tea, patrolling the school, and cleaning the toilets. Brother, please show him. I know you mean well, but curse you, Kishinami. Honestly, for once, I'm with this family here. Fuck you, Kishinami. Now, he says and does problematic things, but I've heard Manjigato is someone important. Surely he'll help somehow. So, Kishinami, where's the rest of our personnel? That's the other bad news, Leo. I report on 3 people, Shinji, Jinako, and Kiara. Shinji has no servant and couldn't stomach joining the student council, so he refused. Jinako shut herself in the janitor's closet and stated she would only monitor us. Kiara says Shioen will support the operations of the student council, but won't join in the council itself. Both Kiara and her servant Anderson aren't the types to cooperate directly. One doesn't want to leave, one isn't interested in leaving, huh? Jinako Karigiri may come around eventually, but Kiara, I don't really get her. Leo, do you mean you don't get her? We met Kiara Seshioin once. She was a virtuous person. You're right, perhaps I'm overthinking it. It's just that I felt a subtle discrepancy in her wording. Anyway, including us, there are only 7 masters in the school building, it seems. Presently, we have more than half of all of them as student council members. We'll take it for now. Student council members Leo, Julius, Gato, and myself. This could certainly be enough, but I feel like there were more masters who would fit in the student council. About 2 of them. It's no use, I can't remember. Well, I'll resolve our lack of personnel in time. Now is the time to act, Hakuno. Can we please introduce Anderson to Gato? Yes! Sakura, have you created a gate to allow us inside? Yes, as this is an emergency, I've acquired permission to take special measures. However, I'm against this. We don't know what's going on inside, and we can't scan or monitor it from here. I can't guarantee her safety. Sending Kishinami into such a place is... Sakura speaks vaguely while peeking at me with side glances. I don't understand what they're talking about, but it seems Sakura's concerned for my well-being. Still, there's no other way right now. This is our decision. I won't have you in AI be responsible for whatever happens. I understand. Please allow me to lend a hand, at least. Managing everyone's health is the reason I was created. I'll also request you do so. We're short-handed right now, after all. For the time being, only Sakura and I will back up Hakuno. Hold on. What are you all planning? Could you explain to Kishinami and me? My apologies, Hakuno. I know this explanation comes last minute, but from now on, we'll have you going to the arena. The arena? If I remember correctly, that's a structure prepared for the Holy Grail War. One could call it a dungeon. For masters who had their opponents decided within 7 days period, they train, collect information on their enemies, and proceed to the final battlefield, all within the arena constructed in layers. Is he saying that this school building also has an arena? No, it's similar to an arena. Please think of this school building as a sort of bubble floating in the far side of the moon. If the bubble pops, imaginary numbers will either consume everyone or everyone will wander forever as volatile random numbers. Leaving here is suicidal, but I discovered a relatively stable structure that leads to the near side. It's the schoolyard's cherry blossom tree. Underneath that tree is an unknown arena which seems to lead outside. So if we go through that arena, we'll return to the outside, to the near side of the moon, the Holy Grail War, right? The chances of that are high. Since unknown arena doesn't sound nice, I named it the Sakura Labyrinth. The Sakura Labyrinth. the only road to the outside world. Sounds like investigating it is the duty given to me and Castor. But wouldn't Leo and Gawain be a little more reliable for this job? I would very much like to do so, but it's night at best in there. Night at best? What place is that, Everest? Someone, please toss this person out somewhere, like to the commissary. I agree, Leo. Gawain, can you please yeet him out of the room? Well, the day or night thing was just a little joke. The reality is that backup from Sakura and me alone is insufficient. As you know, this is uncharted territory. We'll monitor you constantly, Hakuno, and if necessary, we'll log you out. You don't have that kind of wizard skill, do you, Kishinami? Like Leo says, I'm not that skilled. I mean, it took everything just to make a contract with my servant. So long as I lack digital battle and logistical support skills, doing a field survey on foot is the most I can do. Thank you for understanding so quickly. We've prepared ourselves already. We'll back you up from inside this room. Please head to the cherry tree, Hakuno. Sakura, I will open the gate for you. Yes, I use my administrative privileges to create a gate that goes into the tree. The rest is up to you, Hakuno. Am I not allowed to go? Forget it. A master without a servant will just get the tables turned on them. Since it's an arena, there are enemies. You and I couldn't... No, even if we did take one down one, that would be our limit. Gato, disappointed, shushes himself with a I see. So the general rule is that only a master who brings a servant along can enter the Sakura Labyrinth. That's all. Please head to the grounds. The first mission into the Sakura Labyrinth begins our so-called maiden voyage. The wording is a little... How come? I thought I chose a totally normal word. Leo. What the lady sees as a problem is, I get it. I've also heard of that meaning. But what's the issue? There's no special relation between your chastity and our travel into the labyrinth. Is that the name? Is it the name? Never mind. Please don't bring it up again. Now, hurry now, Kishinami. Please pretend you never heard any of this. You have dialogue. Oh yes, would you like, please take this. It's not much, but just some supplies. Hell yeah. Continuing to get Sakura healing items. I guess that's what they mean by not in my wildest dreams, huh? Okay. I'm gonna save real quickly. Oop, no, items. What do I have? Jet Black Mage, outfit for Castor. Okay. As soon as I leave the school building, Sakura stops me to talk. Maybe she wants to see me off. Please be careful. The inside of the labyrinth is her domain. If you run into her, absolutely do not defy her. Her? Judging by her manner of speaking, her must refer to the labyrinth's ruler. No, the cause of our dilemma, it sounds like. Maybe Sakura knows what our enemy is. I see. It wasn't my place to say all this. If you face any danger, please return immediately. Oh dear, she up and disappeared. It seems her spiritual capacity is insufficient to materialize outside the school. Well, it's not that she's simply inarticulate. That person is an advanced AI of the moon cell. System maintenance is critical for the moon cell. I figured she normally prioritizes system restoration over saving masters. Well, this is the far side of the moon, and no immediate penalty for deviating from AI principles. It's good that Sakura is our ally. Besides, the secret is all the sweeter if stayed secret. Perhaps we should hurry to this Sakura labyrinth thing. Sure, Castor's right. Sakura's words concern me, but our first priority right now is to investigate the Sakura labyrinth, an unknown arena constructed on the far side of the moon. Is there really something waiting for us? Okay, I'm going to save again. That way, if I need to reload, I can just come back here. And then once I'm in the arena itself, I'll probably save state. Well, that's not ominous at all. Oh, that's actually kind of sick. Wow, they really improved their aesthetic here compared to the previous game. I sense myself descending into an abyss. After the feeling of drowsy intoxication wears off, we find ourselves in a strange space. Our first sight was that of the setting sun against the horizon, and towering castles spiral all around us. I can't see the ground. A path extends before us like a strung thread. A smell of iron blended with breeze, as if staining the sublime scenery is unconcealable scent of blood.
Stop.
Signal confirmed. Can you hear me, Hakuno? This is the student council room. Currently, our resources are set to prioritize safeguarding your digital shell, Hakuno. Though we call it an arena, there is a far side of the moon, a null realm formed out of imaginary numbers. By measuring every number that compasses you, we're preventing the collapse of your significance, Hakuno. The transmission from Leo is all clear. I wonder if number measurement and collapse of significance means that so long as they're monitoring me from the student council room, my position won't be lost. Yes, to make a simple comparison, you're underwater. Please think of us giving you oxygen to breathe, Kishinami. The monitor and sensors imaging measurements are both excellent. Though we can't scan the Sakura labyrinth, we can substitute you as a monitoring device to survey the surroundings. The labyrinth has the structure of an arena. Now, what are these biosigns? Biosign readings all across the arena. Biosigns? Basically, there are humans in the labyrinth who entered before us. No, since the gate was only just built, no life form should be inside the labyrinth. If there are, then that means they were in the Sakura labyrinth from the start, or perhaps they're victims who couldn't escape the old school building? That's likely, I think, but how strange. Despite how large these biosigns are, I can't read any ID. I'm sorry, currently these biosigns are unknown. Kishinami, can you see your map? You can read your surroundings as well as things like enemy readings in the area. That said, all we can do is fix the camera on you and monitor your situation. So please take every precaution if things become dangerous. Please return at once. As Sakura says, we're maintaining the staircase between your current location and the school building right now. If you experience any peril, head back. Now then, please explore the arena. I was cautious wondering how buggy this would all be, but this is it. I was scared for nothing. Basic actions should make a quick work of this place. Okay, darling, let's embark on our tour of this tasteless castle. Castor boldly gazes over the arena without a shred of fear. What's with this uneasiness I feel? Compared to me, who can hardly tell left from right, Castor is composed. The far side of the moon is an unknown space to Castor, too. Maybe she can be relaxed despite that because she puts absolute trust in my instructions. My anxiety mounts. Sure, I understand that Castor and I are in the same boat, but I really feel that way, too. However, I can't find any of those memories, those experiences. It's pathetic of me not to remember what we did in the Holy Grail War. Did Hakuno Kishinami truly handle these battles with so much trust placed in her? Darling, that musclehead berserker isn't here. Fear not. I get the feeling that we'll be fine as long as we don't screw up. Castor urges me forward. Yeah, this is no time to be hesitating. I'm anxious as to if I'll live up to the trust she puts in me, but right now we need to clear this arena. Tutorial fight! Yeah, sure, we'll skip battle tutorial.
こんなの朝ごはん前です。ではでは、さっさっと片付けて、私のすごいところをご主人様に。ではでは。
I see, so I noticed that Telemo's mirror wasn't in the original Fate Extra. That means that they've added the mirror. The mirror comes from CCC then, outside of the NP usage in Extra.
お見事。私も耳が高うございます。嘘。
No way, I've become this weak. Ah, after I worked so hard to get my little black heaven hollow. Come back to me! Castor is acting strange. After defeating this hostile program so gallantly, all I can see is a look of defeat. Oh, this is the worst mistake of my life. I never thought I'd be reduced to less than one tael's worth of divinity again. The skill experience I gathered little by little, the proof of love between me and Darling has been reverted to its initial value. This is all because of the restraints, perhaps. I'd say half of the other half might be some other drain effect, I think. What my servant told me was unexpected, but I wasn't that surprised, because I'm in a similar position. Castor's skills are gone and my memory is hazy. One can say we're pretty similar in that regard.
本当ですか?
Oh, was it an extra? I don't remember it.
ガウェイは至って正常ですか?
Is this true? Gawain is perfectly normal, though.
No.
Leo, I'd like to ask about their Noble Phantasm skills aside. Is their Noble Phantasm usable? A Noble Phantasm, a servant's trump card? The proof that one is a heroic spirit which reveals one's true name? All servants have a legend representing their origins, which they can treat as a weapon. If they're a famous fencer, they wield a secret sword technique. If they're a heroic spirit in mythology, they wield the miracles spoken of in their legend. Castor is no exception to that. If I recall correctly, Castor's Noble Phantasm. Yes, I've been completely sealed. This is a system side lock. Another problem on top of these restraints. Well, my Noble Phantasm is the #1 useless Noble Phantasm by user's choice. It doesn't hurt me that much. What? Wasn't that useless. It just... If you have MP restoring items, it does sometimes make it a little harder to use, or a little less worth it to use. And it could also put you in peril immediately. I don't know if that's an actual poll they did, but if that is... I see what they mean if that is, but I don't know how the other Noble Phantasms work, to be honest.
困りましたね.
This is troubling. Your servant might be stuck with these default values while they have those clothes on. I don't think that's the case here. Resetting a summoned servant would be difficult for even the Moon Cell. The curse on the Mystic Code applies just once. The moment it's put on, skills get reset. But as payment, the curse lifts. Oh, so that's how it works. Then there's no problem. Think of it as a good fortune, rather. How masochistic are you? It's good fortune. Go from start to finish, from the weakest to become the strongest. From nothing, grow to overcome your dilemma. And to those whose strong suit that is, you should know full well who have it fought beside her, Castor. Well, it is as you say. Now then, let's renew the exploration. Knowing you two, I believe you'll turn this adversity into a positive thing. Castor's reluctance assents to Leo's words. It feels strange that Leo knows more details about Castor and Hakunoki Shinami than myself, given my hazy memory. I can't let that stop me, though. Anyways, let's press on. Healing Fountain. Oh, it's a save point, too. Much appreciated. Okay. Okay, it's going all at all the same one. So it's going to be all defend. Or all attack. Oh, I actually like that art. There we go. That's the big map. I'll come... Oh, no, you're actually attacking me this time.
楽しくなってきましたね。一遍も残しません。お返しです。天罰的な。おやりください。バカにしちゃいます？お見事。私も耳が高うございます。しっぽり毛玉できちゃいました。よろしいかと。いただけるものはすべていただきましょう。
Castor feels bitter about being reset, but is still crushing through these hostile programs with ease despite that. As I recall the reliable sight of her back, Castor takes a deep sigh, lowering her shoulders feebly. I feel a tad down, yet you may be suffering even more, darling. Let's leave that discussion for later. Sounds like Castor noticed, just as I thought. There are discrepancies in our memories and experiences, huge gaps between my memories and Castor's memories of our fight. Before I had even realized it, I had lost something important. I focused, enduring my desire to return quickly. Castor also said we would talk later. Right now, I need to focus on clearing this labyrinth. Big gate. A sturdy door blocks our way. It looks like the arena continues past this door, though. I've never seen this kind of door before. It's a black ice-type wall program. Its security level is... Sakura, does that star... What does the star symbol mean? This is also the first time I've seen this. Security levels are just like the servant parameters. The strongest security level is A, the weakest is E. There's one exception, EX, but a star category doesn't exist. One moment I'll analyze what Kishinami is seeing. With this much visual data, we can even scan from here. No way! Unable to measure. It's not that the counter is overflowing. It can't place a numerical value to it. This is impossible. It is not even in the moon cell's libraries. It's a new type of wall. Sakura shrieks in astonishment. From her perspective as a moon cell AI, this door goes against common sense. No, apparently it's on a level that shouldn't exist. Leave the wall for later, Hakuno Kishinami. The surrounding spiritrons are growing wildly unstable. Watch out, my gut is saying it's probably... Julius! The comms cut midway. The voices of the student council room drown out by the sandstorm-like interference don't reach me. There. Hi, Rin. Lousy master and lackey there. That's far enough. Could you poppers not go staring into people's minds, please? I suddenly hear a voice and turn around. No one is behind me. Where is that voice coming from? No, more importantly, this voice, if I recall correctly... Welcome to my castle. I'm not pleased in the slightest, but I'll at least give a reception. Oh, that's Rin! Yoo-hoo! Long time no... I suppose now's not the time. This dark aura is not normal. Yeah, she's Rin Tosaka. She's one of the masters participating in the Holy Grail War, a wizard of spectacular ability and a shoo-in to win. However, by the way she spoke just now, it sounds as if she's the ruler of the labyrinth. Not as if I am. You're as insipid as a girl as ever. She's not being insipid, but she's deliberately asking for it. Well, that aside... Hey, Rin, did you just make a boss-like statement just now? That's what I'm telling you. I'm the queen of this castle, and the moon cell's new ruler. Yes, I'm the one who controls and rules over you who stubbornly survived. Call me the queen of the moon. What? Well, now that you mention it, you do have those kind of leather boots. But the whip? Where's the whip? Rin is the queen of the moon? Stubbornly survived is referring to us, I guess. She's saying that she controls and rules over us. I can tell even what you're thinking. You want to leave the far side of the moon, right? You can come to this labyrinth, the one and only exit. Too bad, though. I'm never letting you leave. What would you even do, Hakuno? Hakunon? Your skill will take you to the second round at best. then you just get
それ
whacked?
とも自分から知ら
Or
ない
is it that
人
you've
なの
picked up a taste for death? If so, it'll be okay if I indulge you here, right? Unbelievable. Even for me with my hazy memory, Rin's uncharacteristic behavior comes as a huge shock. Rin did believe in meritocracy, but she also had honest integrity. Why would my rival, someone more dependable than anyone, have such a cold air about her now?
ほん
Gosh, you really are an idiot, Kishinami. All you had to do was hide in the school, but instead you strolled in like a turtle waiting to be stomped on. This is our castle. Whatever enters belongs to us. We don't let a single penny roll by, so get ready. Rin is serious. While licking her lips, she raises an arm threateningly. I see the proof of her being a master. Command spells. Or seals. Lancer, yes? Bring it on.
ご名答
Correct. Now then's your turn, Lancer. Yup. Looking awfully frilly today, Ku. Lancer. That young girl with the red hair. Shervin's servant was in fact a Lancer, but this is kind of different from what I remember. Please stand back, darling. This girl is raring to kill. Not bad, I like you. This means I'll be having an excellent main dish today.
今回のエクセレントなメインディッシュというわけ退屈な生贄にも飽きてきたと
I was just getting tired of boring sacrifices too. These kids looks like they'll make sweet sounds for me, you pig. Your name is... Pig? Are you calling me fat, you bitch? Don't get all cocky just because you look young. What's wrong with calling a pig a pig? You should be honored. Instead, I'm calling your name, see? At least climax for me.
ほらはい
Go on, quickly squeal. Oink! Squeal now. I'm telling you to squeal. Please squeal. Won't you squeal? No way. What's going on? I was told that in this world everything would go my way.
思い通りになる話が
That wasn't what I was promised, manager. Oh, enough. My headache won't stop. The servant starts tearing out her own hair. She's been spewing nonsense, but her eyes are filled with madness. Even a novice like myself can tell that this red-haired girl has defeated countless servants. Castor can probably detect the waft of blood coming from Lancer better than I can. Waft.
ちょっとランサー落ち着いて
Hey, Lancer, relax. It happens sometimes. They don't listen to what you say. It happens sometimes, okay?
っていうか
Look, a good implement will solve everything. Anyone who will squeal after a stab from your lance physically. You're right. You're incredible, Rin. I'm your ally, and the way you flip out still terrifies me.
それはこっち
I should be saying that, Lancer. You have a reliably hot temper, so much that I wonder if you might actually be a berserker. I won't pay you even if you compliment me, Rin. That goes for you, too. I'll squeeze as much free labor out of you as I can today, too. Your comebacks are the best. I have so much fun with you, Rin. Yes, absolutely about as much fun as losing everything in the stock market. They're both crazy. They complement each other so well. They're both tsunderes. Ah, that joke's a bit worn out, isn't it? Of course, this is no time to be stunned. Honestly, I want to pretend like I saw nothing and just leave, but that servant's strength and bloodlust is the real deal. What do we do? Should we fight or run? I'd probably retreat for now.
あの角つ
I would refuse to turn tail on that honored girl, that horned girl, but this is our only chance. Let's regroup and rematch her another time. I agree with my servant. If all else fails, retreat or something like that. We don't know our opponent's abilities or who they are, and more our stats are reduced. Challenging them here won't accomplish anything. Besides, well, hard to believe, Rin and Lancer are so busy laughing that they don't notice what we're doing. Slowly, quietly, we'll retreat until we're sufficiently far enough. Then we'll make a break for it. Lancer, where's that sucker at?
ランサー
You didn't defeat her already, did you?
は
Huh?
私
I haven't moved an inch.
一歩も
They're
歩
gone.
いてないわよ
Rin, you're an idiot. You're the last person I want to hear that from. We run through the labyrinth, putting Rin and that red servant's voices behind us. They don't seem to be chasing us, but this brings up two new mysteries. That door blocking our way, and the completely changed Rin Tosaka. From the way Rin spoke, she's the ruler of this labyrinth, the mastermind who trapped us in the school building. Just what on earth happened to her, I wonder. Ah, we finally connected. Are you okay, Hakuno?
申し訳ありません。
Just now, there was an odd jamming. It seems that some sort of singing voice was obstructing our voice channel. However, we're getting all of your visuals. We have confirmation on Miss Tosaka and her servant. We'll immediately prepare countermeasures for the wall and the jamming. Please rest for now, Hakuno.
報告します。
Good work, Kishinami. I used my administrative privileges to create my room for you, so please use it. It's located at the back of the second floor. It's been adjusted to cut off all monitoring. A fully private room. Our calls will still go through, but other than that, it's okay to sleep as much as you like. Wait, which room was it? I think I actually know which room it was. It was probably that one that I couldn't access earlier. Oh, nope. Not that one. I don't remember which room it was. Okay. Upstairs, maybe? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know which one's the my room. Oh, that's it. Oh my god, we get an actual bed this time. I enter the private room Soccer prepared for us. This is a space totally just for my servant and me. Outside the window, it's nighttime. Apparently, this indicates all communication with the student council room has been severed. Here we can talk about things we don't want others listening to. Wow, a fine private room. Good job, Sakura. I was hoping for a room with this type of mood. Since this will be our base from now on, Castor cautiously checks the room. As for me, pathetically, the moment I entered the room, I was drained of my strength. Too much has happened, so my mind and body are exhausted. Castor clears her throat with an ahem and calmly begins to speak for her amateur of a master. Darling, I'm prepared to take a leap of faith in asking this, but have you possibly forgotten about me? Those few words send a sharp pain through me. Now that I think about it, why haven't I told her about this yet? Even without my memories, my body seems to remember all the time we spent together. I'm furious with myself for making Castor ask me such a question. It's okay, it's okay. I'm not angry or anything, I just wanted to confirm it. Rather, darling, you look like you're in pain. It may have been forward of me, but I wanted to be the one to bring it up. Castor bows her head and apologizes. I should be the one apologizing, Castor. Concerned for her master, knew she wouldn't like what she'd hear, but still dove into the issue. It's not too late. Even now I confess honestly about how I currently can't even remember who I am. About how I remember fighting in the Holy Grail War with Castor, but not any vivid details, no matter how much I try. Maybe everything, including my memories, are dummies implanted inside of me by someone. That's not the case. Darling is darling. Memories are not. Please have confidence in that. Be like, yeah! I mean, Tomo could never mistake the scent of Darling's soul. My marking doesn't come off so easily. Huh? Did this server just blurt out something kind of disturbing? Mikon! No, just talking to myself. More importantly, this is unfortunate. After all, you forgot about that passionate rooftop confession, that dazzling night when I took the lead from you, right? As a wife, it makes me so sad. And we were so intimate, so close that other servants were envious. Castor hides her face from the hem of her western clothes and breaks down crying. How sad. What cruel tricks fate plays on people. I mean, reasons aside, I think these are 100% fake tears. That way of reacting is one of the most important things you do, recall, I see. I have to give you credit. I have to give credit to you, darling. You've got iron self-control. You're tough, even with hazy memory. Now it's time for me to confess. So, to be honest, it seems that I've forgotten various things too. I still have memories of our battles in the Holy Grail War, however bits and pieces are vague for me. I already figured out the cause. Servants by design are not made for traveling to the near side and to the far side. Typically, they get burnt to cinders. I think I was fortunate only a portion of my memory got toasted. But it appears that my darling's memory loss is a separate matter. No doubt that a scoundrel had some hand in this. I see, just like Leo's, Gawain, Castor is missing memories. I can't recall everything, but Castor clearly knows what's missing. My case is grave, but Castor took that into consideration with a smile, and it's all right. Let's look on the bright side, darling. We can refoster our love from the beginning. One could see this as lucky. Okay, then there are heaps of things tomorrow. Please rest tonight. So, let's get cozy in bed to get... Why is my pillow in the corner? At least I hold on the first day, Pink... At least hold back on the first day, Pink Fox. Come on, this is no fun, darling. Is there a multimedia room here? If there is, I will be happy to find it. Like, we will pause everything and go hunt for that multimedia room. I woke up to a ringing sound like an alarm clock. It's a call for the student council room. Waking up after getting plenty of sleep, I see the school is in sunset. So the school really doesn't have any concept of daytime, it seems. Good morning, darling. Huh? I am up very early, you see. Getting up early and preparing my darling's meals 2 hours before they wake, such is the mark of a good wife. How would you like to begin with your morning with a meal? With a bath, or perhaps... Hold on. Why are you rushing for the door at Mach speed? I get it. It was a joke. Even I know when it's time to be serious. Off now to the student council room to plan our next move, right? Now then, let us begin our excursion. It would be so great if the commissary would sell us some sweets. Okay, still the same dialogue for the chapter. I have a feeling this won't change. Getting right to it, let's review what happened. Previously, first from our acting secretary. Go ahead, brother. 2 findings from the labyrinth exploration. One is the discovery of the protective door made in an unknown format. Afterwards, we made an analysis based on the data that Hakuno Kishinami recorded. But we couldn't even read the program. Hang on, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go turn a light on. If Leo can't do it, then no one can. Hacking that door is probably impossible. Brother, aren't you exaggerating? I threw in the towel, but another person might crack it easily, you know. The chance isn't zero, I suppose. We're calling that door a shield. Breaking through it's our highest priority now. The truth is, we can't proceed without passing through this shield. Now then, acting treasurer Gawain, go ahead. Uh-oh. Seeing buffering, so I'll pause for a second while I check on that. Now, hopefully... Oop. Why do you always have to open on the primary monitor? I don't want to accidentally leak anything. What's my current status? Open the widget. Poor. Giving that a minute. Hey, Frost Shard. I don't know how much of this is coming through because I'm getting an error message here from YouTube, but waiting for at least the stream status to fix itself just a bit. It's fun. Definitely a lot more wordy than Extra is. I will give it that, but that's not a bad thing. Oh, looks like the error has gone away and we're now back to excellent. I've done like 3 basic tutorial fights already, and that's about it. The conclusion is Rin Tosaka is genuine. Her conduct was odd, but her character was roughly as we remember. Well, she wasn't always this cruel. Never mind. Please continue. Calling herself the Queen of the Moon, she attempted to capture Hakuno Kishinami. She also called us survivors. It's uncertain as to why, but there is no doubt that she's the source of our disadventure, and is the menace who trapped us here. Rin Tosaka's servant is Lancer. This we also remember, though there were some differences. Wait, Sir Gawain, there was more than some. Julius, is something the matter with Leo's conclusions? Please continue. This is an enemy we must not defeat, no matter what. Who they are on the inside is a trivial concern. Marvelous as always, Julius. Then continue I shall. Lancer is not all that strong of a servant. At best, B+ to A class. I believe that with due diligence, this is an opponent we can defeat with ease. Gawain may have stated that nonchalantly, but a B+ to A servant is top class. Just kind of hide that. This is what sucks about standard prodigies have. Also, we confirm that communication and interference was due to Lancer's special skill. Lancer's birthplace and Noble Phantasm are unknown, but we've prepared several effective frequencies against the interference. Perfect. Well done as always, Gawain. To think you'd be so well versed in Magica, electronic warfare, being a knight. No, these are also known to knights. I don't think I can rest on my laurels just because I carry a holy sword. A king may do so, but a knight's role is not as simple as blasting about with a holy sword, you see. Now then, presently our progress is being impeded by these 2 items. Any questions? Here, President. Is it my time to shine? It appears that there are no questions, so I'll continue. Thank you, Leo. Though we lack intel on Queen Tosaka and Lancer, augmenting our offense should let us handle them all well enough. Our problem lies with the shield. If we don't come up with a clear plan, we won't be able to break through it. This is where you come in, Hakuno. May you go and hand over this data to Kiara Session? Leo hands me data on the shield. I don't mind passing this along to Kiara, but I wonder why it's for her. We must. It's a chance we have. If currently we can't analyze it, then we should let someone else try. If she is, as the rumors say, she may know about illegal bypasses. I hope she does. Rumors about Kiara. What in the world is that about? I appreciate your help. She and I don't see eye to eye. Our statuses and sense of values are too different. Session. Huh. I remember hearing that name somewhere before. What is this headache? My head is splitting. Good heavens, when I try to remember that name, something strange seems to happen to me. I'll let Gato do his thing. Nothing else is going on, so I'll try meeting up with Kiara. No, that's Shinji. Oh my, what a great expression you have. I heard that you forayed into that strange arena. Did something happen in there? I tell Kiara about what occurred in the Sakura Labyrinth, about how at the backup of the student council we forayed into that unknown area, about how we were obstructed by a mysterious wall and met with Rin. Wow, oh my goodness, all that happens while I was here timidly counting stains on the wall with my lack of power? Well, I'm so relieved. The Sakura Labyrinth, you say. You look so well behaved, but you're quite lustful, aren't you? Kiara claps her hands together while blushing. Why? I mean, for so many people to be forcibly entering Sakura, I wonder if it was her first time. To be told such a raw scene so upfrontly. I'm a woman, so you know. I'm changing my opinion of her. She may actually be quite the oddball.
Huh?
Huh? That's not what you're talking about? The Soccer Labyrinth is the name of the arena? Oh, my. My.
ごめんなさい
I'm sorry. You had to listen to one of my selfish delusions. Of course, Hakuno would never do such a thing. I wonder if Kiara has any in-depth knowledge of sex at all. Putting that aside, I hand over the shield data I got from Leo. I explain the situation to Kiara and ask for her advice. Any little details she might think of will help. And then...
拝見させていただき
I've seen this before. It cannot be deciphered. No, actually, it must never be. Kiara stares straight at me and rebukes me trying to destroy the shield.
ですが
However, this isn't the time to be saying such things, right? Hakuno, this data's owner, Rin Tosaka, was it? Did this person say anything peculiar?
その扉に
Something like, I won't forgive you if you touch that door? Treat female enemies with delicacy? I hate to say it, but I feel it. I recall my conversation with Rin, now that I think about it. Don't look into someone's heart. I think she said something to that effect.
やはりそう
Just as I thought, that barrier is not composed from order logic. A mental wall materialized from human emotion, from the true character and qualities one cannot show to anyone. In short, it's how the mind guards its secrets.
ですね地上では
There's a practice in psychotherapy of sneaking into a patient's psyche to rid them of the source of their anguish. In those cases, walls are very likely to appear, ultra-hazardous barriers which repel or obliiterate pseudo-spiritualized wizards.
レオさんは医療
Leo is likely unfamiliar with
臨床心理
medicine,
学には疎いん
with
でしょう
clinical
わからない
psychology.
のは無理もありませんわね
Naturally, he wouldn't understand. Admittedly, this is also the first time I've seen something such size and strength. Rin is vehemently rejecting us. A mental wall, that's what the shield really is. Rin said that the arena was her castle, which means that the wall is Rin's self-destructive mind. Beyond it lies Rin's secrets.
あ
Oh boy. By that logic, then the wall is certainly going to be a sturdy one. Or rather, normal logic won't do zilch. A maiden's mind is hardy when keeping secrets, like a Millennium Yakushima cedar. No use worrying now. I'll oppose breaking this shield, this mental wall, but Rin is acting differently, yes? If so, then I think drastic measures are needed. I'll help you with my limited ability. Please go ahead to the student council room. If I suffice, I can teach the basics of unraveling a person's mind. Kiara, who had no intention to before, now tells me she'll help us deal with the shield. I can say this went better than expected. I'll go report to Leo in the student council room. Welcome back, Hakuno. Did Kiara tell you anything that may lead to a clue? I report about what turned out to be more than just a clue, what the shield really is. No surprise, Leo nods in understanding. Kiara is right. I study psychology, but all it amounts to is information. Even if I could gauge the darkness in a person's mind, I probably couldn't do anything to alleviate it.
Leo.
What are you saying, Leo? Your brilliance is the light of the sun. Facing you would dispel anyone's darkness. Thank you, Gawain. I'll keep that in mind. Unlike a one-sided faith, I'm aiming for a more human salvation. Leo looks a little lonely in saying that. Suddenly a faint memory crosses my mind. He certainly was the sun, illuminating all. He held a kingly sanctity that which dispelled any and all wickedness, even emotions. However, that won't solve the root of the problem. The salvation that merely illuminates once that sun is set. Those left behind have only darkness left to sink into. In his final moments, will he realize that in his limitation, his challenge? Pardon me, I am Kiara Sashioin, here to assist... Oh, how very somber it is in here. Even I feel awkward about intruding on a secret boys' meeting. If now isn't a good time, I could return later. It's okay, we've been waiting for you, Kiara. Without further delay, please teach us how to destroy that shield. Yes, please leave it to me. Although, about all I can provide is an explanation and a transfer. Transfer? Does this mean you already have something that will effectively counter it? Yes, we'll get to that soon. First, I'll start by explaining what this mental wall is. Destroying a wall of the heart is difficult. A wall is not something to be destroyed, but to be understood. Think of it like that. Understanding, you say? This doesn't mean sweeping away the trouble in one's mind, does it? No, it means seeing through the hidden nature, the workings of Rin Tosaka's mind and grasping it. Speaking with her, battle with her, observe obtain her secrets. They will serve as the key to opening the door. To know one's enemy, one crosses blades with them, laying one in the other bare. Is this what you mean? Hardly. You won't learn a damn thing like that, says Showing. That lip service may work on Earth, but this is a battlefield. We need solutions. Of course, I know. The mind's workings and spiritual reactions are usually measured through oscillations and brain waves. To measure the metaphysical, the observer themselves must also become a being composed of mainly mind and spirit, such as the far goal of all religions seek. Without the third eye, the eye which sees not external but internal forms, one can't see minds. This is something that normally requires a great deal of practice, but we're in an emergency, aren't we? I shall bequeath you a pale imitation of the 5 approaches to meditation in the 5 meditations program, Eighton School version. It's not that special of a technique, it just finds openings in a person's mind and extracts dregs they don't even know of. 5 meditations, you say? There are 5 basic meditations for severing worldly desires. No, Maitri, no. Vileness of body, compassion, dependent origination, phenomenal world, and mindful breathing. Well now, I'm impressed, Gato. You're well versed in Buddhism. Thanks for explaining. Of course, President Leo, I agree. I'm great as laundry drifting to the Ganges. However, the thing about minds... You're going to say it will be quite difficult to find, yes? Yet. Correct, my lady. My good lady. Hidden secrets are carnal desires. To attain nirvana, one engages in self-awareness. Sure, that makes sense. But the thing is, that road is for facing one's own carnal desires. Looking into another's desire makes no sense. Certainly so, however, Rin Tosaka is different from who she used to be, yes? I took a vow to save all who are lost. I wouldn't have suggested it if it were not for circumstances, Mr. Enlightened Monk. Yes, call me an Arhat, but a Shwarmana. Call me a worthy one, but a wandering monk. I, Monji Gato, am still in training, you see. I am done trying to speak Monji Gato's lines. It's time for my bathroom break. Yes, thank you. I just remembered some business I have, so excuse me. Looks like Gato really struggles in dealing with Kiara. With a dissatisfied and troubled look on his face, he leaves the room while muttering sutras like, no, and the no. Let's return to the topic at hand. With this 5 meditations, can we see through Rin Tosaka's mind? Rather than see through, it extracts the affected areas. The 5 meditations is a medical program. It detects a patient's scars and purges them of the dregs within them. That shield is a mental wall that keeps secrets safe, so if the secrets are known and keeping part loses its meaning, if a wall of the heart is a disease, then the 5 meditations is a vaccine. Thinking of it as such will suffice. I see, I get the theory now. Let's install the 5 meditations into our analyzer and monitor Miss Tosaka. I'll observe the workings of her mind. Once it deduces Miss Tosaka's secrets, it will physically extract them. Am I right? Yes, naturally we must have Kishinami do her best to gather patients' data. I'll correct you on one thing. We won't install it in this room, but in Kishinami herself. Installing a technique into me? I've never experienced that before, but it's not that crazy. In cyberspace, bodies are composed of quasi-spiritrons. It must be possible to install a program attaching a new function. A master's codecasts go by that same theory. If there's anything to worry about, it's the procedure's volume. Powerful software will harm one's personality. Will my body be able to handle the increased load of this emotion-observing technique that I've never seen or heard of before? I object to this. Kishinami mustn't be burdened with such risk. An AI like myself is capable of handling external software. Expanding our functions is typically forbidden, but this is urgent. I can't ignore the Moon Cell's rules. Everyone is taken aback by Sakura's sudden outburst. Of course I'm surprised, but even Leo, Julius, and Gawain are blinking their eyes in wonder. Only Kiara is unmoved. With calm eyes, she smiles at Sakura. Anti-unit self-noble phantasm. What do you say? Or why do you say that? So, huh? Even for exceptions, you must uphold the Moon Cell's rules to your utmost, no? I'm asking you to decide otherwise. Uh-huh. But because my duty is to manage everyone's health outside the Holy Grail, where I can't allow Kishinami to do anything dangerous. So that's why. If that's your reasoning, then I can be at ease. Still, you won't do. Only humans can read emotions, Sakura. Even if you can observe, you can't comprehend. Moreover, is Hakuno not the one who will confront Rin? Only she can do this. Does anyone else have a desire to object? If not, then Hakuno, come over here. Please close your eyes for a moment. I will now bequeath you a portion of the 5 meditations. Don't worry, it won't be a burden on your soul. It's only about as heavy as a command seal, so just relax. I have no right to refuse, because right now, this technique is my only way to break through that shield. Doing as she says, I shut my eyes and loosen myself up. And then... Oh, awesome, okay. Well, what the hell are you two doing? Now this is unexpected. Brother, start recording. Quick, quick. Use camera 4. Camera 4. So bold in public. Is that hand around her waist the flutter of a swan or a snake coiled around the Palo Santo tree? Phew, thank you for your patience. I believe I have safely transferred the 5 meditations into you, Hakuno. Oh! I turned to everyone in the student council room, looking to them for some explanation of what just happened. Leo is grinning, giving a thumbs up. Julius is blatantly avoiding eye contact. Gawain gives Kiara a bow, babbling about how she made passing a good cheer. Thank you very much, Kiara, in more ways than one. Now then, Hakuno has been appended with a new skill, right? Yes, since Hakuno is a rather feisty one, I had narrowly almost failed. More ways than one? What's that mean? And feisty? Of course I'll put up a fight. What a total blunder. I was frantically trying to push away with my hands, but far from getting away, Kiara held me tighter the more I pushed. Feeling like she was coiling around me, I ended up at her mercy. A wall's presence indicates that the lady its source desires to help. The rest depends on Hakuno's efforts. What efforts need to be made exactly? The details are not important, as long as she gets Rin feeling enthused. Make a girl feel gladness, hatred, joy, fear, whatever pleases her will suffice. And once that heart is laid bare, that's when the opening for the 5 meditations and Hakuno to mercilessly deflower them. That's how it is, huh? So in a nutshell, find Rin, talk to her, fight if it comes down to it. It won't be any different from what we've basically been doing until now. Shouldn't be different, I'm sure. After that, it's Sakura's job. Take the secrets Hakuno obtains, transfer it to the shield, and remove the wall. Also, a new technique will be necessary, Sakura. Earlier you said you could expand your functionality, yes? Yes. If it will assist everyone, then I think it will be allowed as an exception. Now then, Sakura, I shall have to ask you to take the remaining pieces of the 5 meditations. What I gave to Hakuno was ultimately only one part. I will insert the foundation of the technique onto you. Your base personality will be overwritten, but there's nothing to worry about, Sakura. I unintentionally gulp. Overwriting someone's base personality sounds really violent. This is different from installing external functionality. Sakura may be an AI, but I can tell the difference between her and a human. I felt repulsed by Kiara treating her like a thing, but out of everyone in the student council room, only I'm concerned about Sakura. Neither Leo, Julius, Gawain, nor Sakura herself showed any hints of discontentment. Hello, Seki. I saw your text. I assumed that you'd be popping in for a quick second to say hi. In this day and age, even if an AI is identical to a human, they still lack that. This common sense I learned somewhere, some time ago, flitted across my mind. Now then, this place is no good. Since I'll need you to strip, let's head to the infirmary. Okay, I appreciate it. Both of them left for the infirmary. I'm a little worried. Is it really okay to leave them be? Should I go check? Create the first save state, because I don't trust things like this not to lead to a bad ending.
いけませんレディ
You must not, my lady. I understand you are curious, you being a woman as well, but this calls for prudence. Hey, I was stopped before I could lift a finger. And by Gawain, no less. The very moment I looked away to go casually go after them. Sorry, guys, I tried. That's right, Hakuno. Your wicked thoughts are spelled out on your face. Let's wait here patiently. Ah, I need to stop by the restroom for a second, though. Looks like I had a little too much tea.
レオ
Leo, with all due respect, you have yet to drink any liquids in the past few hours, let alone tea. Hahaha, very sharp of you, Gawain. Did I say restroom? I actually meant I needed to return a book to the library. I hear the door slide open. Before Leo could finish speaking, Julius stealthily moved up to the door. No need to bother the president with this. I'll go take a look at what's going on. How could you, brother? Why is it that only in these moments are you so considerate? I do the dirty jobs. I'll wait by the commissary. If anything feels off, I'll give the infirmary a knock and peek in. Splendid. Precisely how a gentleman handles things, Julius. We're grateful. Leave it to you.
まだレオには刺激
Julius is... Leo is still young. I fear it may be too stimulating. Let me know the details later. Just me. The fuck, Gawain? Hey, that's not fair. He's not that much older. As long as whatever happens is rated R15, it's okay. I nod to Leo in approval. We can't let Julius have all the fun. You guys, just what do you take me for? I'm going to keep an eye on things seriously. This is a good time to let you know. As council secretary, I will punish insolence immediately on sight. Keep that in mind.
なんという堅物なのかあの物言いランスロットを思い出した
Gah, what a rigid man. That manner of speaking reminds me of Lancelot. Julius, I knew he was devoted to his work, but not this much. I'm the one who failed here. I apologize, Hakuno. Hey, now, why apologize to me, Leo? Sorry to keep you all waiting. Sakura's installation went smoothly. Oh. Now it feels cheerful in here. When men have their secret meets, they turn into boys again. You're all smiles. Except I'm the one girl here. Since Leo randomly brought up such a peaceful subject, before we knew it, we started feeling like students again. More importantly, how is Sakura doing? I asked if adding this new function would cause her any harm. No, nothing really. I can't comprehend minds, but my ability to analyze shields has dramatically improved. Well then, I shall take my leave. If anything else happens, please feel free to reach out to me. Kiara gives a slight bow, then leaves. It was just a slight motion, but the deep bow of her head left a strong impression on me. She's the total opposite of the over-exaggerated Gato. I think I get why Gato struggles with Kiara. Let's give it a test run at once. Hakuno, please head to the Sakura Labyrinth. Leo has dialogue. What's wrong, Hakuno? Do you still need to ask me something? No, there's no particular reason, but something about Leo is strange. Aside from his attempts at changing his outward persona, there's still something different between this Leo and the one I remember in the back of my mind, but what? Ah, it must be the uniform, right? In my case, I used to look charming in my bronze red uniform, which glowed in that blue school. I see. Certainly, even with that dream, Leo wore a modded red uniform. It feels like a surprising number of people have red as their thing, and I think Leo is one of them. On that note, I also think this uniform I have on isn't the one I used to wear. Yes, when we were dropped in the far side, our uniforms seem to have been forcibly altered. Same thing with your servant's clothing. Maybe we've been optimized by this old school location? I'm a classical kind of guy, I like it. This retro girl sailor's uniform definitely suits this evening's school quite well. A change in uniform might be kind of nice, as long as it's not due to not the cursed kind. One thing though, if our uniforms were forcibly altered, then how come Julius and Sakura's uniforms haven't changed? My brother never had a uniform to begin with. It wouldn't be that strange if the uniform optimization process just ignored him. As for Sakura, what's the big deal? Whatever uniform she has on won't obstruct her functions, right? For a moment, I hesitate to agree with the conclusion Leo whipped out. If it doesn't obstruct, there's no problem. Doesn't that make her seem rather robotic? I know Sakura is an AI. Right now, though, she's an ally helping us face this unknown maze. I think it would be nice to have her match with our uniforms at least. Maybe the commissary sells our uniforms. Hey, thank you very much, Kishinami. Tamamo. I was on the verge of leaving the student council room when Sakura abruptly thanked me. The others and I looked at Sakura in surprise after hearing her unprefaced remark. I asked her why she was thanking me then. I'm not sure. For some reason I felt that I just had to thank you. I'm sorry. As I thought, it looks like this new software has destabilized my emotion values a little bit. Please be careful out there. Be sure to come back without a scratch. Okay, let's actually go take a look at the commissary. Oh, God! I'm pretty sure this man is... Oh, yeah. A Holy Grail War managerial NPC. So why is he tending the commissary? You don't seem to agree with this arrangement. Even I can understand that sentiment. We very much think alike, you see. It appears that not only have the Masters been dragged into this affair, but some managerial NPCs as well. When that happened, my original duty was overwritten. I was given this, as you can see, a commissary clerk. My goodness, I am quite elated. That should suffice for you, yes? A managerial NPC whose duty was overwritten? So does this mean that every other human in this school who's not a master is an NPC who was dragged into this whole thing? For the most part, yes. Some are managerial NPCs, while others may have been NPCs who were already in this old school from the start. Those original NPCs seem to be duped images of former masters, but in effect merely virtual similar to students from the preliminaries. I see, now I understand what happened, but still, knowing this priest is here is extremely discomforting at the same time, all the same. Please get used to that discomfort. I am obsessive and a perfectionist, as you can see. Now I aim to become the strongest clerk. Have a good night, Taco. Or it's not Tacos, Frozen Lion. This must be vexing for you. Well then, from now on, please be sure to support with me your patronage. Well, okay, yeah, no, I have a feeling that's an optional scene that takes forever to unlock. I've only got 300 points, so I'm not going to buy anything this time, I think. Increase the Master's MP by 60? Might be worth it later. Okay, nothing... The fuck? I can jump? Could I do this the entire time? Oh my god! When was this a thing? Not any platforming in this, will there? Oh dear god! Ah. Well, then we'll save that for the for playthrough 2 when I do it again with Gilgamesh. Come on, easy EXP. They're giving Talma a lot more animations in this game. I'll at least give it that. Oh, new enemy type. Did people really complain about the movement to get Nasu to add a jump that's literally never going to be used? I mean, it's a surprisingly okay feeling jump. It certainly beats, like, some of the early Xenoblade jumps, but, like, in this kind of game, why? I jump into you. Oh, wait, okay, no, this thing has actual different patterns. Technically, defense is the safest. Because only one thing can actually hit it. Unless it just breaks me. So break, break, attack, break, 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 attack, break, break. Break, break, attack, break, break, attack. Let's try that. I just saved, so I think I'm safer. Have a good night, Vorn. Okay, so I do have one spell here. Good to know. What's this direction? Thing feel wet and slippery, darling. There's a nasty presence ahead. Sakura, please scan that building. Can you ascertain anything? Well, the thing is, that building alone is difficult to scan. That structure is different from the rest, as if it were extended out from behind. That sounds more than suspicious. Rin and Lancer's secret room, maybe? To break through the shield, Rin's secrets are necessary. That's what Kiara said. It would be nice if that building held a clue. Yes, it'd be more like information, even just a crumb of it. Please investigate, Hakuno. But be very careful. We never know when Miss Tosaka and Lancer might try to start a fight. The question is it going to be a repeated pattern? Yes, it is. The moment I entered that area, a chill ran up my spine. Splattered across the chamber, crimson dripping from the wall, fixed bodies, crimson, gradually pulling on the floor, crimson. A surface of crimson, a surface of anguish, a surface of a sanguine prison not of this world. On the opposite side were the figures of people sewn onto the walls like insect specimens, blood gushing from the pierced scars on their sides, shoulders, and arms. How awful. Can you tear down that wall, Hakuno? It won't break, huh? Figures. Only the area administrator can. At a glance, they appear to be human, but Sakura, which are they? NPCs or masters? Both. They are probably just like you all, cyber frames captured from the near side. I would assume that these people were unable to escape the old school building and taken prisoner in the labyrinth. No way, does that mean if we had slipped up even once, we would have ended up as one of them? Aha, so sleepy, tired. Is someone there? They're still conscious. These people with their blood wrung out are alive? Certainly. If they're alive, then it may be possible to rescue them. However, this is way too... Caster staring morosely at the pinned people. Still, they're alive. Maybe I can save them. Maybe I can't save them right now, but if I can find a way to later. Ah, give it back, please. No more. I'll stay here forever. Just give... Come on, please give it back. Give it back. Give it back. 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 Give it back. Give me back my abilities. So that's how it is. The NPCs have their blood, their data extracted as far as their self-restoration can handle. The masters have their magic circuits extracted, the very quality that makes up a wizard's natural born talent. The reverse of a designer baby. In this room, geniuses are physically turned into common folk. In the past, I fought against a servant with a similar skill. With territory creation and an A-rank equivalent in torturing skill. It was a servant specialized in killing, not combat. Kishinami, no need to stick around. There's no saving these captured masters. Hurry on ahead before they drag you down with them. Julius's instructions were cold-hearted, but he didn't say them with cruelty. Maybe it's just my imagination, but he's acting like he's genuinely concerned about Hakuno Kishinami. But beyond the window, more unnamed masters are weeping. While wholly skewered by a lance-shaped object, a young man, a former master, continues wailing. He called out for his proof as a wizard to get back his power, to move freely in this cyberspace. What could be called the basis of his existence, his privilege. I was naive in my understanding. I still wasn't considering Rin, the self-proclaimed castle lord, as our enemy. But this carnage is far too inhumane. As a master, I still have yet to regain my self-awareness, my strength, and even my memory. However, I at least understand this. I must not give this carnage a pass. Even if Rin is my opponent, I have to face her head-on. I see you are angered, darling. At this carnage, the sadistic treatment of people is less than human. The debaucherous acts of a demon. For me, I hold no indignation over this. I am unqualified to feel such, however. However, if my darling were to meet with this fate, I would likely turn into a wrathful monster. Yes, or maybe I would become an 8-faced, 6-armed demon god. I would even fight the axis of time itself. By the way, I did not think that lizard woman would be this foolish. There is a limit to how short-sighted someone can be. That curse of hers, being unable to treat others as human, as a veteran yandere, I'll give it a severe roasting. Castor's voice loosens my strained mind. I slowly take a deep breath, leaving my resolve as it is. I relax my entirely strained body. Even if it only takes this anger or justice stuff to harden my heart, my body remembers how to be satisfied without fighting. Don't make me repeat our instructions. What good will it do to stick around? If you really want to save them, find the source of all this. Julius is right. I turn my back to the carnage and walk out, just like when I was in the Blackened school. Okay, Hakuno, what do you think of this torture chamber? Do you think it's what Kiara was talking about? Is it Miss Tosaka's secret that we need to open that shield? No, I don't think so. I don't think this torture chamber is a secret of Rin's. Rin Tosaka is definitely a danger to be around, but she was never one to do something so evil as this. My memories may be fragmented, but I'm sure I'm probably not wrong. I'm not wrong on that, probably. Yes, I feel the same way. Since we're talking about Miss Tosaka's secrets, they must be more amusing than this. Her secrets should be in other places. Let's start by checking every nook and cranny of this floor. That was a neat animation.
お見事。私も耳が高い。
One more fight and I should level up again. Oh! Oh, look. I want to go get another level before I fight Rin. She's right there. And I'm probably going to call it after this fight, so...
まあ適当でも OK ね。ではでは。天罰的ね。お許しください。天罰的ね。お見事。私も耳が高うございます。じゃんじゃん成長しちゃいましょう。
Okay, let's go deal with Rin. Dang it, I've gone and done something horrible and stupid. The last thing I should have done is let Kishinami see such a disgraceful sight. Is that Rin? She's facing the setting sun and appears to be swooning in pain. We stayed on guard as we stepped forward. Rin notices us soon after and turned around. Kishinami, when did you trespass here? I really can't afford to take my eyes off you for a second. I'll kick you out of the labyrinth right now. Please be careful, Kishinami. A servant is not detected. But what? You're all silent, looking disappointed? I'm the Queen of the Moon. I don't deal with little insects like you myself. So, like, I'm not going easy on you or anything. Ah, there she goes. Also, this enemy is rather troublesome. Please be cautious, darling. Well, that's boss music. No, I actually have a feeling that's going to be break on the side there. That feels like the kind of dickish thing to do.
なら殴る。敵じゃないです。お許しください。
Oh no, it just all defended. Oh no.
うざ、そろそろ死んでくださいます。一点も残しません。ごまのたきりと参りましょう。このままサクッと片付けましょう。バリバリ乗ろうぞ。なら殴る。ごまのたきりと参りましょう。こんなところですかね。
Well done. You seem to have gotten accustomed to battling. The way Miss Tosaka was acting just now, I think it was as if we'd finally seized her secret. No, just one thing. It didn't seem too easy. It was too unexpectedly out in the open to be her secret. Secrets might be like that, more than you would expect, although it's true that we don't know enough to say for sure. Sakura, where do you sense Miss Tosaka is right now? Signs of Rin have stopped near the shield. Presently, I cannot measure beyond that. Then briefly return to the shield and let's gauge Miss Tosaka and our next contact with her. Maybe we can expose her secrets this time. Now that she's aware of us, it's possible that Miss Tosaka may join up with Lancer. Hopefully we can catch up to her before that happens.
どうにかなっちゃうものですね。
Phoenix Scarf. Let's equip that.
見事拾いましたね。ご主人様。
I don't really care what that is. Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, I could use that. Especially if I end up in a fight again.
早速匂ってきやがりましたか。マスター、トカゲ狩りのご準備を。
Kya! That cry came from down the corridor. No, no, I beg you, spare me. I won't run home anymore. Please don't stab me with that. Any more? Any more, you say? Only humans get a second chance. Hey, pitiful little bunny. Just for you, I'll let you in on what words I hate the most. They're jailbreak, rebellion, sass. You bunny would have been fine just acting cutely like a bunny. But no, stop. I'll vanish. I'll vanish this time, so... Huh? There's no way I'd allow for such a half-hearted ending. I won't let a sacrifice scamper away so easily. You're all cattle. Your fate is torment, a hell of blood levies, until I tire of it. Get it? Then it's time to get back into your cage. Alongside loud laughter, the shrieking ceased unbefitting to this cyberspace was a smell of fresh blood. As we ran in, I saw the figure of that Red Lancer. The owner of those shrieks is nowhere to be found. Maybe Lancer caused that person to be transported somewhere else. Oh, is Lancer playing solo? Where's Miss Tosaka? No signs of a master. This is your chance, Kishinami. Oh, unexpected visitors while I was catching an escapee. Isn't little old me just so great and so lucky? We are the unlucky ones. Rin may have a screw loose, but looky here. I found an even looser screw. The one on your head. I support Castor's opinion. We were expecting Rin and Lancer to be waiting for us, raring to go in our encounter with them. This is pretty anticlimactic. What? You ceased your talking. It's poor manners. Where do you think you are? Lancer points at us. The question seems to be for Hakuno Kishinami rather than Castor. Excuse me, you with the plain face, why aren't you speaking up? I graced you with a question. Reply. I told you reply, don't ignore me. What, got something to say? Ugh, a pet's misbehavior is the owner's responsibility. Answer me already, you sniveling squirrel of a master. Just what? What do you think this cattle is? Well, we were not to talk. So I did. I definitely said so, yes. Silence fell. Alright, let's trade this opportunity to quickly retreat. We have a chance to take her on since Rin isn't here, but I would prefer to have nothing to do with this servant if possible. Huh? Are you brain dead or something? That was clearly just a figure of speech. Start talking. Stuff like banning talking is absurd no matter how you look at it, isn't it? Now then, what do we do? We've never dealt with this type of servant before. Should we trade blows with her or wait and see what happens? Our objective this time around is to observe and investigate Rin Tosaka. The end fighting won't add anything, but... Enough. Though Rin said she won't allow me to kill Hakunon without her permission, it's becoming too troublesome to follow. Also, what is this Hakunon? What language is this? Is it food? A place? An incantation? A pet name? Using such complicated words makes Rin a failure of an attendant. So I'm so irritated. I'll take it out on you two. Geez, this girl has such a short fuse. If you speak, she'll just flare up. If you're silent, she just flares up. She's a ticking time bomb. Darling, stay calm. We will not stand a chance if we lose our composure. Put a lid on that which stinks. Apply heat to that which hurts. Let us wrap things up in a flash. Quite the spirited one, aren't you? You're not my type, but I've taken to liking to you, dud servant. I'll toy with you ever so gently, then kill you. Come on, this way I'll send a third-rate servant like you straight into retirement. Oh, this will be interesting. Okay. I do want to know her pattern before I really go at anything. Shield, break, break, shield, What's wrong with you? How weak? Does being in the caster class actually just mean being this tacky? Why is she so stupidly strong? And that lance is really a blunt weapon. She almost made patties out of us. Lancer's attack power has surpassed ours. She's this powerful even without her master around. If Rin had been here, we would have struggled to survive, for sure. Ah, it feels so good. What a wonderful look you're giving me, human. Have you finally come around to respecting my noble lineage? Huh? Noble? What are you speaking of? You don't mean yourself, right? Are you for real? Yes, you're right. You're a third rate when it comes to battle. But as an audience who promptly responds to me, well, you're first rate. Are you curious? You're curious, right? You want to hear, right? Good call. Very well. I want you to know so badly, then I'll tell you. I am, in fact, a dragon girl noble, a supersonic woman endowed with wits and beauty. Everything is good in this season. The blood vocalist, a line from T.H.E of Rolling Thunder, known far and wide across as Hungary. Stupid! No, I don't know. Enough, Lancer. What are you thinking revealing your true name? Don't come crying to me later. Rin! Now our opponent has gotten stronger. Caster and I couldn't stand up to Lancer when she was alone. Wait, or with Rin here, there's no chance of winning. Even running away seems hopeless. Oops, true names are private matters. When I made contract with my manager, I was told not to give my name so easily. Not just your true name, all your abilities should be kept secret. You didn't blurt out anything else, did you? Huh? Anything else? No, I didn't blurt out a thing. I was perfect, truly in a perfect silence, or rather, we didn't even have anything on the level of conversation. A dragon girl and a slimy-tailed reptile? I guess stuff like lizard girl monsters really do walk the earth. You just told them everything! You're wrong, it's not my fault. That Scroll Master is simply an expert level in leading questions. There's no way that Hakuno no Kishinami is that capable. She's fundamentally good-hearted to a fault, after all. Oh, then there's no issue here. If she's really a faulty master, then there's nothing to fear after showing them a secret or two. And anyhow, look, take a look, Rin. These two aren't strong in the slightest. After just some light dancing, they all look tuckered out. So we could kill them here and now, no? Though I would like more sacrifices. Feisty sheep are merely nuisances. We always take care of anyone that tries to leave the far side of the moon. That's our rule, isn't it, Rin? We were ready to run, but that plan got flipped on its head. After Lancer gives her proposal, Rin Tosaka silently accepts. Come on, as the queen you may give the order. First I'll crush the servant and take them to the torture chamber. I'll pluck the master's limbs off necks and leave them at the entrance. After that I'll capture each of the survivors from that school who comes to help one by one and kill them. How wonderful, just imagining it makes my headache disappear. This is what they call neglect play, right? What the hell is this servant thinking? Purposely leaving a defeated enemy alive and using them as live bait to make more victims? True, we could do that. This girl is the type that could turn the tables on us at any moment if we let her go. Making her kneel before me, like those other masters we captured, doesn't sound so bad. No way, Rin! I can't believe this. I don't know the details of how she came to be a queen. But still, if even she were to become my enemy, I never believed that her true self would change. Leave it to me. The first thing I'll use my lance to turn this noodle-armed servant into a flavored meat pie. Still, it'd be pretty boring. It's not just worth the effort to fight an opponent who's lost this many levels. Tosaka always acts sublimely and elegantly, though we haven't used it in ages. That's my family's motto. Head back without me, Lancer. These shrimp aren't worth the effort. Are you serious? Well, this is your castle. If that's what you want, then we'll watch over things for you. By Rin's command, Lancer left readily. She probably went back to their base. Plus, there's no doubt about it, Rin saved us in a roundabout way. For whatever reason, she rescued me out of this big pinch. But what's with that look? Something happened to you? All I said is I don't bully weaklings. I'm not particularly worried about you or anything. If you come back without learning a thing, I'll squeeze you all for all you're worth. Rin says coldly, turning her head with a humph. But at that moment, an intense electric current runs through my left hand. As if being drawn to Rin's chest, my left hand raises itself on its own. What is it now? You're looking so sad all of a sudden. I'm telling you, stop looking at me like that. Didn't I tell you I was a queen? Come to think of it, you need to start calling me queen. Get it? This is all just my mercy as the queen. I simply let you go as an exception because speeding on you would be boring. Don't you dare get me wrong. I'm not thinking about you in the slightest. Oh boy, Rin. You really are something. This is... It's here. Is this something? An exceedingly ordinary utterance, originating from a chivalrous mind. My left hand throbs with a thump. The program Kiara transferred to me rumbles. My eyeballs center on Rin's chest, and I take a sight of the thing rooted within her blood vessels. Ah, so this is... What's with this mood? I'm the one who let you go, you know. Why are you looking at me with such pity? Ouch! What is this? Out of nowhere, my chest hurts. SG confirmed. That's what will break the shield. Rin's secret. I knew it. Once I decided that both my feet kicked off the ground, I dashed like an arrow as if my body wasn't my own. Yes, I didn't dash towards Rin. I was simply pulled into her. Before I can even comprehend what was happening, my left hand dissolves into Rin's wide-open chest. A split second. Within Rin's chest was one of her hidden personal preferences. It raced through the back of my mind like a flash of light. Ow, what was that just now? Rin's body starts to fade. No way, did I accidentally do lethal damage to her with that touch? But Rin is neither words nor is bleeding anywhere. Ah, my offshoot won't hold. I thought my desire was invincible, but you have a trick up your sleeve to delete it. I expected no less. I despise you, T.H.E. Of course you would be the biggest obstacle between me and becoming queen. Well, one thing. Even if you glare at me with maximum resentment, I can't do much about it. Please don't go overestimating me wherever you feel like. But the battle starts here. I'm just 1/4 of the whole. A little ding like this doesn't hurt me at all, see? Just 1/4 of the whole. What on earth is Rin talking about? 1/4? Ah, perhaps since we entered the labyrinth, that sign of life I was reading was actually... So it really was. The sign of life originated from the labyrinth itself, but the ID said it was Rin. If we count back, I think that Rin was one part of her consciousness discharged from her true self. 1/4 of the labyrinth in volume. That sign of Miss Tosaka was from the labyrinth? No, first of all, is discharging her mind something she could do on her own? None of you are capable of it, but someone who knows the secret of the moon cell like me can. Listen here, I don't really get why I lost, but I'll surrender this time around. However, the last thing I'll tell you is this. Vanishing here is convenient for me. I'm absolutely not doing it for your sake. Got it? Anyway, signs of this Rin have almost disappeared. There's still signs of life from the labyrinth, but not dangerous ones. Also, I've identified Rin's hidden heart from the data Kishinami obtained. The name of SG-1. Her personal preference is... Wait, let's leave that knowledge only to Hakuno. That would be more respectful to Miss Tosaka. Well, this one was fairly obvious. A splendid textbook template. Absolutely, even if it riled up the listeners. It was one of level of a traditional performing arts. Alas, I cannot fathom your culture at all, everyone. You're fine the way you are, Gawain. More importantly, Sakura, what does this SG abbreviation stand for? It's short for Secret Garden. Since its name is registered in the Moon Cell's libraries, we will shorten it to SG. Also, I detected a relatively stable structure beyond the shield. There seems to be a shortcut to allow you to directly travel to the Cherry Blossom Tree. It's good enough. Let's take the rest of this search easy. Hakuno, please head past the shield. After that, return to base. Since we decide on our next plan, you can take a breather and rest. Then we'll reconvene in the student council room. Julius. First SG describes herself as it is queenly behavior imposed by one's nobility and complete natural for a ruler. Indeed, it is meaningless and it's unclear. Another name for it is templation. It comes from the word template as a model standard. It was popular slang in 21st century Japan. Humans may, in various moods and circumstances, reject what they like by saying they don't like them, or accept that what they hate by saying they don't hate them. The opposite of goodwill isn't ill will, but indifference. To like is the other side of hate. To hate is the other side of like. This kind of dishonesty happens to everyone. It's nothing to be particularly ashamed of. However, there's also cases where those who are prideful have haughtily to the ones who they're interested in, engaging in contradictory behavior. But of course, we wouldn't dare say who. The templation shifts from my mind not being very honest to, wait, aren't we enemies already? A condition oddly specific to girls. The prideful act is called tsun tsun, and when dependency reaches critical, they turn dere dere. In other words, the completion of a tsundere. But of course, we wouldn't say who. Templation is fated to disappear when love is fulfilled, so it could be called the bittersweet SG. A certain priest said this: once she confesses to her love interest and is fulfilled, she is soon no longer only a despicable, impure being. Unfortunately, all that lies past graduation from this SG is becoming an idiotic couple so wrapped up in their love they don't even notice that people are watching. If you're a well-meaning third party, you'll probably have your own thoughts of it, but please kindly watch over them. I'll get to save in the room. 1/4 of Rin.
お疲れ様ですマスター。ほんと奇妙な。でもあれですね、今は記憶のないご主人様をむしろ既成事実バッチコ。その冷静なツッコミとまあ、たとえどのような場所で彩色兼備、何をやらせても完璧な私、新婚旅行と申しましたが。
I'm actually more resolved to our new relations than you would think. Please fall in love with from my efforts. Okay. They just no longer get rid of it when you do that. Oh, I already looked at this. As if breathing out in fatigue. Wait, could it be that Castor feels sad rather than tired? I apologize, darling. I was negligent. It appears that I was overly optimistic despite knowing I was in a weakened state. How could that lizard girl have made my master feel such disgrace? My frustration is enough to make another tail pop. I said this frankly, no, I also feel frustrated. Being helpless against Lancer wasn't Castor's fault. It was because Hakuno Kishinami, as the master, couldn't provide enough backup and direction. I scold myself before getting my memories back. I need to restrain my body. Retrain my body. And there's also what Rin said. If I leave Hakuno Kishinami, she'll turn the tables before I know it. I wonder about being overestimated, but to turn her words into truth, Castor and I need to gather more experience. Experience? Experience with my darling? Oh, please wait a moment. I will Miko make our futon now. Tomo style. I quietly rise from my seat and place my hand on the door. I'll sleep in the student council room tonight. Wrong? That is not what you mean? About skills K. I totally get it now. But to tell the truth, I am extremely elated about that as well. Because the acquisition of skills means that in sickness or in pinch, we shall fight together, does it not? Yes, this is precisely the teamwork of a married couple. No matter how many times you repeat this, I personally feel happy. Wait, huh? Basically, is this not like being newlywed again? Could it be that I'm a super winner? I never really understood what Castor says or does, but since we've never been married, won't she just be getting tricked? But anyway, this is good. Castor is acting lively again. Even if my memories are hazy, seeing her be down hurts me. As a master, although it's imperative that I get my abilities back, bringing back my forgotten memories is still also important. If my memories are also concealed, my concealed heart, we could work things out quickly if they take the same shape as an SG like with Rin. My darling has no SG, or how should I put it? Honestly, it is like, even if you kept a secret, it would be obvious what it is. I have no secrets? Since I can't even remember those secrets, it sounds pretty obvious. Then is it the same for Castor? You say Castor doesn't have any secrets either, right? Absolutely, that is most correct. If I may, I, Castor, carry no falsehoods, and am wholly devoted to serving my darling. Ho ho, bullshit. Ho ho ho. I cannot do this after all. Please do not look upon me with such innocence. I do have some. I am a deity. I could voice one or two, well, actually 1,000 or 100 million or so. However, I cannot readily divulge them. I do have a pride as a woman. As long as you do not unleash your mighty hunk powers on me, I am sorry, but I will never tell. If you do come to see my secrets, please be well and thoroughly prepared. Even Castor has an SG? Really, it might be more correct to say had. I wonder how much Castor my past self knew. I need to reconfirm them again through this battle. Tomo, gaslight. Go ahead and save here. Okay, so there's 3 parts to this. It's first night. Since I've extracted an SG, there's no recoil from the installment of the 5 meditations. I feel great. First thing is to stop by the student council room. I'll need advice on what to do now. I'll go check in the student council room, and then I'll probably end it off. I was thinking about putting together a bingo card for tomorrow, but maybe I'll do that off stream if I have extra time tomorrow. Good morning. Since we're all here now, let's discuss our next plan of action. First, let's discuss Miss Tosaka. She referred to herself as Desire. According to Sakura, Miss Tosaka we saw as a copy, an offshoot of her true self. Maybe like some sort of cyber demon? A cyber demon? A wizard servile familiar? A type of goblin, no? Normally it's just a hostile enemy based on the user's preference, but no one is capable of producing a body with a copied personality. Perhaps so. On the surface, I believe that Rin is using the moon cell's processing power to operate her offshoots. So that's it. Calling herself Queen of the Moon wasn't just for show. That copy has the ability of an A-rank master. If that's a quarter of her capabilities, it only proves how strong she truly is. The situation is worse than I expected. At the moment, taking down those clones one by one may be our best option. About the Sakura Labyrinth, we verify that there's a new lower floor beyond the shield. We can think of getting through these lower floors as getting closer to the near side. That's because... It must be because Rin Tosaka is guarding it. She did claim I won't let you leave the far side of the moon. And if so, there's only one reason she's blocking our path. The labyrinth leads outside. Yes, that would be a logical explanation. Still, why would Miss Tosaka commit all this mayhem? Trapping us on the far side of the moon, using that strange servant Lancer, and having that much power? We still don't know all the details, but we can say for sure is that she is different from the Rin Tosaka we know. You're right, I nod in agreement. I think back to the carnage of that torture chamber I saw in the castle. I don't think Rin would do such a thing. Even if she did, there must be some reason for it. Are you sure? Lady Rin was our greatest enemy back in the Holy Grail War. This mayhem may have been some tactic for defeating Leo. She was a pragmatist. Wouldn't she be willing to steal other masters' magic power to empower herself? I hate to say it, but I can't refute that. Rin Tosaka could sometimes be a nice person, whilst other times be a level-headed wizard. She might really have cast aside her pride intending to beat Leo. Otherwise... No, I don't think Rin's like that. No, Gawain's opinion only amounts to a possibility. The Rin Tosaka I know wouldn't do such a thing. I feel the same way. I say for certain that this is absolutely beyond what Miss Tosaka would do. Why is that? I think in this situation it could be either or. It's simple. In a way, I trust Miss Tosaka more than anyone. She's lost her sense. I want to bring her back to normal somehow. That will be the student council's objective from here on out. Does anyone else object? Leo? For some reason a warm feeling is welling up inside me. I never knew Leo trusted Rin, his rival in the Holy Grail War, so much. So our next operation will involve contacting Miss Tosaka to figure out what happened to her, and from how she reacts. But the power gap between Hakuno's servant and Lancer is still an issue. Since I am the president, I can't move away from the student council room so readily. So let's prioritize retreat for now and have you gather experience in the Sakura Labyrinth.
そうだな
I agree. If we had at least one more decent servant, things would be much easier, though. Since he's president, he can't leave. The student council room, he says. That reasoning aside, I need Leo to back me up. It would definitely be great if we had one more master with a sustained sustained servant contract, but... Huh? Doesn't Junako from the janitor's closet have a contracted servant?
何
What?
なんですって
What did you say? Blah!
思わぬ展開に甲羅が布団に。っていうかさくらさん、なんてこと言うっすか。
Oh, I was so surprised I dropped my cola onto my futon and hey, Sakura, what the hell are you thinking? Squealing about someone's equips is an invasion of their privacy.
おや
Oh, isn't eavesdropping an invasion of privacy? Well, no harm done. We'll leave that aside, but this changes things. Hakuno, head to the janitor's closet. Benching valuable assets in our fight is unacceptable. Please bring Junako here. I didn't see this coming at all. I don't think I can convince Junako that easily, but I'll try heading to the janitor's closet anyways. Okay. I'll do it right now just because I want to see more Junako. Yeah, she's down here. The door to the janitor's closet is shut tight. She really doesn't want to leave. According to my second email friend, Osaka Behime, the shut-in life's sweet as honey. Man. Foreshadowing? And that as long as she has her online friends and offerings of pizza, she'd love to shut herself in for hundreds of years. Naturally, there's only one thing I can do. I put my hand on the door and start shouting while trying to force it open. Junako Karigiri, I need to talk to you. Open up. No thanks. What do you think? Who do you think you are, my mom? Just leave me the hell alone. I mean, leaving here would be stupid. Going back to fight the Holy Grail War means killing each other, you know? Why would I want that? Not to mention, this place is the best. I don't know who's paying the electric bill here, but the network is lightning fast. And this hard drive isn't in terabytes. It's unlimited. I can enjoy all of Earth's amusement, and I don't need my protein shakes. To want to leave this paradise, that means you're the weirdos, occultish. I'm gonna chill being the winner over here. You can have your Sakura hedge maze. Go have fun killing yourselves out there. I'm not getting through to her. Junako has no intention of listening to us. Since she was eavesdropping on our conversation in the student council room, she should already know what's going on. And since she declared I want nothing to do with this, a half-hearted attempt at convincing her won't get me into that room. Caster. Enough. I feel super resentful now. This no-good woman, she's so similar to my past self that I can't help the flashbacks. It broke. No, she broke it. The enraged caster strike destroys the multi-layered lock. Alright, open up, loser. We're taking that delivery for life lump of yours and dragging you under the sun. Wow, why are you barging in here? Have a heart, man. Don't you have one? Hurry up, meat bag. Hurry up and get out, couch potato. If you refuse, I will use my sun and north wind strategy to fry that meat of yours like teriyaki. Caster rushes into the room and reaches out to the snail, or Junako Karigiri, sprawled across the form. Right before... Huh? Is this the sun? Are we about to get teriyaki? Yeah, you know, Caster, we might not want to pick a fight with this one. What you've said is most true. Still, I have contract to fulfill. I won't overlook any further havoc. Step back, Caster. Despite how she appears, Junako is my master. If you make a move, I will have to make one as well. Caster stops moving. And not because that light surprised her. Caster is genuinely amazed by the power of the servant before us. A black and gold lean figure, tranquil yet sharp eyes, wrapped in length of white hair. His tightly shut lips signified his quiet disposition. This is Jinako's servant. Even an amateur like me as a master can tell from a glance that this servant is a match for Leo's Gawain, or he might be an even greater heroic spirit. There he is. What's all this, my master Gab? You can't shop or even watch a thread for me. Your only qualification as a servant is your looks. That's true. My skill in instigation is no match for your transcendent trolling technique. But that truth is self-evident. There's probably no greater waste of the majority of one's life than reaching that level. Since I come from the martial arts, your type of technique is beyond the scope of my knowledge. I can only see it as bizarre. It really is incredible. I'm not sure what it's useful for, but being that passionate about the worth of others is incredible. Your ascetism is one I can't imitate, my master. Jinako Karigiri. For what purpose do you live? See what I mean? You, Karna, really now, you never learn, do you? Karna? Is that this servant's true name? Wait, and was it Jinako herself that let it slip? That means... Yeah, I want nothing to do with the Holy Grail War. I want to leave here even less. Look, this guy is totally useless. He sucks at cleaning, he can't tell a joke, he's terrible at games, he just criticizes me when he talks. For an elite gamer like myself, he's a bad role of a servant who doesn't fit my style. That's who Karna is. There's no way he and I can fight together. Ah man, all Jinako wanted was a little boy servant too. Take that dirty Ladies Anderson. I'd have loved to have gone all schadenfreude on a naive, pretty little boy like that. Although I think I haven't recorded any conversations, but I bet he sounds and acts like an angel. Jinako's got a good eye for that kind of stuff. Karna is defending Jinako without saying a word. Karna's vigilance must be why Castor hasn't said a word. I don't feel any hostility from Karna, but I don't see an opening either. That silent fighting spirit of his is clearly more than Castor can handle. There's no need to even guess what the outcome would be if we fought this servant. The funny thing is the only one who didn't know how outmatched we were was Karna's master Jinako. Sorry, you both are right about this. Jinako is complaining like a selfish child. I am not a kid. I'm really a proper young adult. Still, I want you to understand that even snails have their pride as snails. Let's call it a day. You'll back down for now, won't you? Karna quietly coerces us, or rather, he sincerely entreats us. We'd probably get into a fight with Karna if we tried to pressure Jinako, and even if we do go together with Jinako into the soccer labyrinth, she probably won't fight. Karna is right. All we can do for now is back down. You have my thanks. I can help you, but look, Jinako's a lovely person. Don't be off put. Please visit her from time to time. Hey, Jinako ain't lonely. You say lonely or lovely? Lonely. What's your deal? What are you, my dad? Sorry, but I don't think I could be. In terms of age, how about we just say I'm a little brother? Oh, weren't you supposed to say older brother? What a strange pair. Their speech and personalities are at grips with each other, but even though Jinako seriously despises Karna, the mood doesn't feel that hostile. Karna probably respects Jinako. As a result, Jinako is throwing a tantrum by herself. Fine, will you get off my back if I help you a bit? From now on, I'll join the student council meetings through the monitor. Alright, now get the heck out of here. Jinako is going to sleep. I'll wake up if something interesting event happens. This is the consequences of my actions. We leave behind the now locked janitor's closet. I kind of expected this would happen, but I guess there's no helping it. I still feel a little uneasy with Castor and I, but let's begin our search of the soccer labyrinth. Okay, this is where we're going to stop. As usual, I wanted to do all the story content I could up to a point, but I'll head up here and just save at the My Room. Also, need a good chance to see if Castor has any additional dialogue. Okay, nothing new. Oh, there's no save function here. Okay. Well, I believe... Yeah, I can take a look at Karna. guess I can look at the secret garden for... Do a quick save. Alright, I'm going to shift us over to a just chatting screen. A little bit later than I usually go, but that's fine for me. I don't think there was many new chats, but I will catch up with the chat here now. Tom, was this your Dashi room? Yeah, the Tomo moment with Karna was hilarious. The SG's profiles talk. Do they? I'll click around that next time if you remind me. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so, because I usually give some sort of preview for the next week, ahead of even my, my community posts. I've got quite a bit coming up this weekend, actually. But I'm just going to quickly refresh here. Okay. So, probably going to be three days of videos in a row here. Tomorrow, I'm actually putting up a Fate Extra review. So, that'll probably go up at the usual video time, so noon Pacific time. And then, I've detailed enough what I'm doing for my streams. I'm going to be reacting to them off stream and posting the reactions edited down. So expect to see those go up periodic, or expect to see them go up. I'm planning to do it day by day. So once the events end for day one, I will quickly edit it together, because ideally for different streams I'll be editing during the downtime, so I don't have to do much editing before putting it up. And then I'll post day one reactions. It should include the tight moon times. And I imagine I'll get to see at least a couple Summer Servants out of that. Maybe the first banner. And then second day, I think there's only like one or two streams that actually have a chance to, or usually would reveal anything. If I see a new reveal on the second day, I might not get my blind reaction, but I'll chit-chat about it just before on some off time. And then I will do reactions for the, I don't know, the summer reveal might happen before. I have a couple of different streams that I'll have open up. But at least for the big one on day 2, I'll be reacting to that. And that'll probably be the meteor of the streams. Or that'll probably be the meteor of the reactions that go up. Probably going to be small videos either way, but I figure that's the least I could do. And then for next week, we're going to be having the first of the previous stream reacts, the live recorded reacts go up. So first video to go up is going to be Yang Guifei's Seki reacts. No point beating around the bush. It was a live stream. We have said that we're going to start posting the ones from that live stream. So early next week, expect Yang Guifei. And then we have our podcast for Kaguya-sama Love is War also going up. All right. Well, I believe that's all I have for the moment. I'll probably be pretty active on social media during the live streams themselves. So if you see something there, feel free to poke around, or feel free to react or respond if I start posting my typed reactions afterwards. All right. Well, I will see you all next time. I plan to be back next week with another stream, but... Will I be back next week with another stream, actually? Let me take a look. Because next week... I could be back next Tuesday. I'm thinking I'll be back next Tuesday. I've been doing Thursdays recently, but I'm probably going to be back on Tuesday next week. Because I do, want to get back to this quicker, and just... getting to it earlier in the week and would probably be nice. So yeah, next CCC stream will probably be Tuesday. I'll probably end up actually scheduling it around the day when I start drafting up next week's community post. So I'll see you then. Bye guys.